Śrī-Nama. Habe habe bolo Śrī-Nama. Habe habe bolo Śrī-Nama. Aparada guci, Shuddha namiruci, Kripa bale habe hridaye sanchar. Habe habe bolo Śrī-Nama. Habe bolo Śrī-Nama. Rina di kāhīna, kāpe nije mani, sahišnuta guna hridoyete ani. Sakale manada apani amani hoye asati bonamaratasar. Habe habe bolo Śrī-Nama. Habe habe bolo Habe habe bolo Habe habe bolo Prana janara kabinta sudari Daribona jāni deho sukakari. Janme janme jao ohe gaura hari ahai dukhi bhakti charane tomar. Habe bolo Śrī-Nama. Habe bolo Korite śrī-kṛṣṇa-nāmera. namarasa, namaraste mati hoigo vivasa. Rasera rasika, charana parasa, kuriamo jibora se animar. Ave bolo Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Nandana, Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Hey, Nityananda Pranadana, Nityananda Pranadana, Nityananda Pranadana, Gaura Hari. Sachimadanandana, 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 Gaura Hari. Gadadhara Mohana, Gadadhara Mohana, Gadadhara Mohana, Gaura Hari. Patita Pavana, Patita Pavana, Patita Pavana, Gaura Hari. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Translation. When, oh when, will that day be mine? When will you give me your blessings? Erase all my offenses and give my heart a taste for chanting of the holy name in purity. When will that I taste the essence of the holy name, feeling myself to be lower than the grass, my heart filled with tolerance? When will I give respect to all others and be free from desire for respect for them, from them? When will I cry out of that I have no longer any desire for wealth and followers, poetry and beautiful women, all of which are meant just for bodily pleasure? O Gaura Hari, give me causeless devotional service, bhakti, to your lotus feet, birth after birth. When will my body be covered with goosebumps and my voice broken with emotion as I pronounce Krishna's name? When will my body change color and my eyes flow with endless tears as I chant? When will I give up all thought of the world and society to run like a madman along the banks of Ganges in Navadvip, singing and dancing and sincerely calling out the names of Gaura and Nityananda? When will Nityananda Prabhu be merciful to me and deliver me from the enchantment, maya of the sense objects? When will he give me the shade of his lotus feet and the right to enter the marketplace Namahata of the holy name? When will I buy, borrow or steal the ecstasies of the holy name? When will I lose myself in the intoxication of the holy name? When will I immerse myself in the nectar of the holy name after grasping the feet of the saint who constantly relishes the favors, rasa of devotion? When will I feel compassion for all living beings, jivas? When will I forget my own pleasure in genuine humility? And when will I, Bhaktivinoda, meekly go from door to door preaching your message of love? Jai Jai Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
So today we are reading from Caitanya Caritamrita, Antya Lila, chapter 1, text 9, number 101. Ano ba चाहिन्छ? बस्नुस्.
आज हामी चैतन्य चरितामृत अन्त्य लीला अध्याय 1 श्लोक संख्या 101 बाट अध्ययन गर्दैछौं.
Before that, actually I will just tell you what is happening here.
त्योभन्दा पहिला यहाँ के भइरहेको छ यसको बारेमा म के बताउन जाँदैछु.
Rupa Gosvāmī, whose followers we are, Rupa Nugas.
रूप गोस्वामी जसको हामी पछि उहाँको पालन गर्दैछौं, उहाँको बारेमा बताउँछु.
He came to Jagannath Puri and he presenting his writings to assembly of Vaishnavas.
उहाँ जगन्नाथपुरीमा आउनुभयो र वैष्णवहरूको समाजमा त्यो लेखहरू प्रदर्शन गर्नुभयो.
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu highly encouraging him to read some shlokas, most essential introductory shlokas, which glorifying holy name.
चैतन्य महाप्रभुले उहाँलाई उत्साहित गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ र ती श्लोकहरूको व्याख्या गर्नुहोस् जसले हरिनामलाई गुणगान गर्दछ.
And very unwillingly, Rupa Goswami, he ultimately reads the shloka.
नचाहँदै पनि रूप गोस्वामीले अन्त्यमा ती श्लोकहरूको वाचन गर्नुहुन्छ.
Tunde tanda viniratim vitanute tundavali labdhaye karna krodha kadambini ghatayate karnar budebdhyah sriham spriham chetah prangana sangini vijayate sarvindriyanam kritim no jāni janita kiyadbhir amrita Krishneti varnadvai. So this is shloka means, he says, I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced.
उहाँले भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ कि मलाई थाहा छैन यो दुई शब्दको कृष्ण यसमा कति धेरै अमृतले भरिएको छ.
When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within my mouth.
जब मैले भगवानको नाम जप्दछु तब मेरो मनमा नाच्ने इच्छा प्रकट हुन्छ.
We then desire many mouths.
मैले धेरै भन्दा धेरै मुख होस् भन्ने याचना गर्दछु.
When that name enters the holes of my ears, the desire for many millions of ears.
जब मेरो कानबाट हरिनाम बस्दछ तब म लाखौं मेरा कानहरू हुन् भन्ने आशा गर्दछु.
And when the holy names dances in the courtyard of the heart, it conquers the activities of the mind, and therefore all the senses becomes inert.
जब हरिनाम रूपी मेरो हृदयमा नाच्न थाल्दछ तर त्यसपश्चात मेरो मन र सम्पूर्ण इन्द्रियहरू शान्त भएर बस्दछन्.
And today we reading the shloka, and of course by hearing that shloka we can see after that Haridas Thakur, who was present there, it is said, Shloka suni Haridasa hoila ulasi nachite lagila shlokera artha prasamsi. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted this verse, Haridas Thakur, upon hearing the vibration, became jubilant and began to dance while praising its meaning.
जब भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभुले यो श्लोक यो मन्त्र गाउनुहुन्छ त्यसपश्चात हरिदास ठाकुर अत्यन्त प्रसन्न हुँदै त्यो नामसँग भाव्य हृदय नाच्नुहुन्छ.
Haridas Thakur was Nama Acharya.
हरिदास ठाकुर नाम आचार्य हुनुहुन्छ.
So, and today's shloka, please kindly repeat. Kṛṣṇa-nāmera mahimā śāstra-sādhu-mukhe jāni. China to pasanga.
Kṛṣṇa-nāmera mahimā śāstra-sādhu-mukhe jāni.
Nāmera mādhurī aiche kāhāṅ nāhi śuni.
Nāmera mādhurī aiche kāhāṅ nāhi śuni.
kṛṣṇa-nāmera mahimā śāstra-sādhu-mukhe jāni.
Kṛṣṇa-nāmera mahimā śāstra-sādhu-mukhe jāni.
Nāmera mādhurī aiche kāhāṅ nāhi śuni.
Nāmera mādhurī aiche kāhāṅ nāhi śuni.
kṛṣṇa-nāmera mahimā śāstra-sādhu-mukhe jāni.
Kṛṣṇa-nāmera mahimā śāstra-sādhu-mukhe jāni.
Nāmera mādhurī aiche kāhāṅ nāhi śuni.
Nāmera mādhurī aiche kāhāṅ nāhi śuni.
One has to learn about the beauty and transcendental position of the holy name of the Lord by hearing the revealed scriptures from the mouth of devotees.
हरेक व्यक्तिले भगवानका दिव्य नामहरू र त्यसका सुन्दरताको बारेमा यी गोपनीय शास्त्रहरूबाट भक्तको मुखारवृन्दबाट श्रवण गर्नुपर्दछ.
Nowhere else can we hear of the sweetness of the Lord's holy name.
भगवानका यी सुन्दर नामहरूको बारेमा अरू कुनै पनि ठाउँमा सुनेर हामी त्यसको रस आस्वादन गर्न सक्दैनौँ.
Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. It is said in the Padma Purāṇa, ataḥ śrī-kṛṣṇa-nāmādi na bhaved grāhyam indriyaiḥ.
यो पद्म पुराणमा बताएको छ अतः श्री-कृष्ण-नामादि न भावेत ग्राह्यम इन्द्रियै.
Chanting and hearing of the transcendental holy name of the Lord cannot be performed by the ordinary senses.
भगवानको नामको जप र कीर्तन यो दिव्य नामको हाम्रा सामान्य इन्द्रियहरूले यसलाई दर्शाउन सक्दैनन्.
The transcendental vibration of the Lord's holy name is completely spiritual.
यो दिव्य तरङ्ग भगवान नामको जहिले पनि आध्यात्मिक हुन्छ.
Thus, it must be received from spiritual source and must be chanted after having been heard from the spiritual master.
यस्तो हरिनामहरू जहिले पनि आध्यात्मिक स्रोतबाट मात्रै स्वीकार गर्नुपर्दछ र जब आध्यात्मिक गुरुबाट श्रवण गरेपछि मात्रै यो ग्रहण गर्नुपर्दछ.
One who hears the chanting of the Hare Kṛṣṇa Maha Mantra must receive it from the spiritual master by aural reception.
जसले यो हरे कृष्ण महामन्त्रको जप आध्यात्मिक गुरुबाट विनम्रपूर्वक प्राप्त गरेको हुन्छ.
Śrīla Sanātana Gosvāmī has forbidden us to hear the holy name of Krishna chanted by non-Vaiṣṇavas, such as professional actors and singers, for it will have no effect.
श्रील सनातन गोस्वामीले हामीलाई हरे कृष्ण महामन्त्रको जप अवैष्णवहरूको मुखबाट सुन्न निषेध गर्नुभएको छ, जस्तै कि गायकहरू, पेशागत रूपमा नृत्य गर्ने व्यक्तिहरू यसको कुनै पनि असर हुँदैन.
It is like a milk touched by the lips of the serpent, as stated in the Padma Purāṇa.
यो सर्पको ओठले दूधलाई छोए जस्तो हुन्छ, जस्तै पद्म पुराणमा बताइएको छ.
Avaiśṇavā mukhangrinam pūtam harikathamritam shravanam naiva kartavyam sarpochistam yathapayah. As far as possible, therefore, the devotees in Krishna consciousness movement gather to chant the holy name of Krishna in public, so that both the chanters and the listeners may benefit.
जहाँसम्म सम्भव छ कि भक्तहरू भगवान कृष्ण भावनामृत अभियानमा सम्पूर्ण एक ठाउँमा जम्मा हुन्छन् र भगवान श्रीकृष्णको हरिनाम सबैको माझमा गाउँछन् र यसको बारेमा श्रवण गर्छन्, जसले हामीलाई फाइदा दिन्छ.
Umagyanatimirandhasya gnanjanashalakaya chakshurumritam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Caitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shiyutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Samsajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Ajanulambita Bhujau Kanaka Vadatau Sankirtanaika Pitarau Kamala Yatakshau Vishwambharo Dvijavaro Yugadharma Palau Vande Jagat Priyakaru Karuna Vatarau Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Kala Pathonjani Brajita Sad Bhakta Valihansa Chakramadupa Shreni Viharaspadam Karna Nandikala Dhvanir Vahatume Jiva Maruprangane Shri Caitanya Dayani Dheta Valasal Lilashuda Swadhuni Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Once, one patient in hospital was about to die.
एक पटक एउटा अस्पतालमा बिरामी लगभग मर्ने अवस्थामा पुगेका थिए.
And he really didn't want to die, and he requested doctor, please save me. And do you know what's going to happen next after death?
उनलाई साच्चै मर्ने इच्छा थिएन र डाक्टरसँग अनुरोध गर्नुहुन्छ, हे डाक्टर कृपया मलाई बचाउनुहोस् र त्यसपछि के हुन्छ थाहा छ?
And doctor said, I don't know. I don't know, he said.
मलाई थाहा छैन.
But it's very fearful.
अति नै भयपूर्ण छ.
Patient said.
बिरामीले भन्छन्.
Doctor said, no, it's not fearful.
डाक्टरले भन्छन् हैन यो डर लाग्दो छैन.
And then doctor, what he did, he just simply opened a little bit door which was closed to the room.
त्यसपश्चात डाक्टरले जुन ढोका बन्द थियो त्यसको अलिकति ढोका खोल्नु भयो.
And behind the door it was one dog. And that dog was scratching the door since long time. Sometimes dog scratching, trying to go inside.
त्यो ढोकाको बाहिर एउटा कुकुर उभिएको थियो. उसले धेरै पहिलेदेखि नै प्रयास गरिरहेको थियो त्यो ढोकामा कोतार्ने.
And as soon as doctor opened the door, this dog ran inside the room and jumped on the lap of the doctor and just licking him and just lying down so much comfortable in the lap of his master.
जब ढोका खोल्नु भयो त्यसपश्चात कुकुर एकदम हतार हतार गर्दै दगुरेर डाक्टरको काखमा बस्नुभयो र एकदम आनन्दित मान्दै डाक्टरसँग रमाउनु भयो.
And he said, well, actually it's like a dog. We are all like a dogs.
वास्तवमा हामीहरु पनि त्यही कुकुर जस्तै हौं.
And he said, similarly like dog, he didn't know what we discussed today inside. He didn't know what's happening inside. But as soon as door opened, he jumped and he knew only this, my master is behind that door. That's only I know. I don't know anything else. I know that my master is behind that door and he will save me and he will give me the shelter.
जस्तै भित्र के भइरहेको थियो त्यो त थाहा भएन. तर जब ढोका खुल्दछ त्यसपछि कुकुर जब आफ्नो मालिकको काखमा गएर बस्नुहुन्छ र सोच्नुहुन्छ जेसुकै होस् त मेरो मालिकले मलाई बचाउनुहुन्छ.
So that's the secret. That is the secret. When devotees, they don't know. They simply have full faith and conviction. But by chanting and calling holy name of God, like that dog scratching, kabe habe bolo sedi namar. One day that door will be opened.
एउटा गोपनीयता हो. कुकुरलाई थाहा हुँदैन के भइरहेको छ तर उनलाई पूर्ण विश्वास छ कि एक दिन यसरी हामीले हरि नाम जप्दा जप्दै हामीले पनि त्यसरी शरण पाउँछौं.
And in Caitanya Caritamrita also, in Caitanya Caritamrita, it's in Madhya Lila 14, text number 18. Caitanya Caritamrita Madhya 14:18. It's very nice. King Prataparudra, he says actually, Raja kahe amito vana dasira anudasa brityira brityakara e morasha. He said, King replied, my lord, I am the most obedient servant of your servants.
राजा प्रताप रुद्रले चैतन्य चरितामृतको मध्य लीलामा बताउनुहुन्छ, हे प्रभु म चाहिँ हजुरको दासको पनि दास हुँ, म प्रताप रुद्र.
It is my ambition that you will accept me as the servant of your servants. That's the only my asha. Because I don't know anything. I am simply servant of your servants. That's the only my qualification. And therefore I have complete faith that you will accept me.
उहाँले भन्नुहुन्छ, हे प्रभु, मलाई एउटा मात्र अभिलाषा छ, म हजुरको दासको पनि दास भएर बस्न सकौँ र हजुरले मलाई स्वीकार गर्नुहोस्, यो मात्रै मेरो एउटा योग्यता हो.
So that's why this is very, very important to understand. One has to finally have to be convinced that by taking shelter of the holy name and devotional process of chanting and hearing is the only shelter in this material world.
यो हामी हरेकलाई यसमा श्रद्धा हुनुपर्दछ कि हाम्रो एकमात्र आश्रय भनेको यो हरिनाम हो, जसले मात्रै हामीलाई उद्धार गर्न सक्दछ.
Golokera premadana harinama sankirtana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave us a gift, premadana. It's not simple holy name.
चैतन्य महाप्रभुले यो प्रेम दान गर्नुभएको छ, यो सामान्य हरिनाम मात्र होइन.
And today I was listening, Srila Prabhupada was giving class, that one fisherman, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was crazy dancing on the bank of ocean, and he went in the ocean and the sea, and one fisherman caught him in the net.
आज श्रीला प्रभुपादजीको प्रवचन सुन्दाखेरि त्यहाँ प्रभुपादजी बताउँदै हुनुहुन्थ्यो, जब चैतन्य महाप्रभु एकदम आनन्दित भएर नाचिरहनु भएको थियो समुद्र किनारमा, तब समुद्रभित्र पसे पश्चात माझीले चैतन्य महाप्रभुलाई आफ्नो जालमा लिन्छ.
But when he took out Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thinking that this is ghost, he touched him and he became crazy by touching only.
ती माझीले सोच्दछन् कि जसलाई उहाँले समात्नु भएको थियो ऊ चाहिँ कुनै भूत हो जस्तो लागेको थियो, तर जब पछि त्यो शरीर समाउँदाखेरि रोमाञ्चित भएर ती व्यक्ति अति नै रोमाञ्चमय हुन्छन्.
So
ecstatic, but he thought,
and Prabhupada said, but that he got all symptoms of prema bhakti, topmost, Madanakya Mahabhav, that fisherman by touching Supreme Personality of Godhead, like like electricity connection, current lag gaya na. So he just by touching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chanting holy name, and holy name so it's so powerful, transformed completely this fisherman. He started to manifest all the ashtasattvica vikara, all the symptoms of highest love.
जब ती माझीले चैतन्य महाप्रभुलाई स्पर्श गर्नुहुन्छ, उनीले सम्पूर्ण यो प्रेम रस प्राप्त गर्छन्, यो मदनक्य महाभाव प्राप्त गर्छन्. यसरी भगवानको नाम जप्दाखेरि पनि हामीलाई यो सम्पूर्ण कुराहरू पूर्ति हुन्छ जसरी ती माझीले प्राप्त गरिरहेको.
But he was thinking, what about my family? Who is going to maintain that family? And this, all these material attachments he could not give up. And what Prabhupada explains, what is this?
तर माझीले सोचिरहेका थिए, ला अब मेरो घरको के हुन्छ होला, अब मेरो परिवारको के हुन्छ, मेरो जीवनको के हुन्छ, यस्ता विभिन्न कुराहरू उनले सोचिरहेका थिए जुन प्रभुपादजीले बताउँदै हुनुहुन्छ.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his trance, and by touching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became spiritually ecstatic. But he thought that he has become ghostly haunted. Here is a ghost.
जब प्रभुपादजीले यहाँ बताउँदै हुन्छ, जब चैतन्य महाप्रभुलाई ती माझीले स्पर्श गर्दछन्, उनी यो रोमाञ्चित हुन पुग्दछन् र उनीले सोच्दछन् कि मैले यो भूतलाई समातिरहेको छु, यो भूतले मलाई अँगालिरहेको छ.
So, okay.
And he was thinking, I am ghostly haunted, so if I become mad, who will take care of my wife and children?
उनी सोच्दछन् कि मलाई भूतले समातेको छ, म यदि यसरी पागल भयो भने मेरो परिवार र अरूको मेरो सम्पत्तिको रक्षा कसले गर्छ?
This is the position. The fisherman was actually, spiritually, by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, simply by touching him, he was so much spiritually advanced that he was chanting, dancing, crying, means all the symptoms of spiritual ecstatic transformation was visible in his body, but he thought that he had gone mad on account of touching the body, ghost. He was thinking like that, and
जब ती माझीले चैतन्य महाप्रभुलाई स्पर्श गरे उनी पागल जस्तो भए, उनी आध्यात्मिक रूपमा यो दिव्य आनन्दमा पागल भइरहेका थिए। त्यस्तै गरी हे भक्तगणहरू हामीले पनि सोच्न सक्दछौँ कि जसरी ती माझीले सोच्दछन् कि यसरी मेरो परिवारको यो सम्पूर्ण कुराको रक्षा कसले गर्न सक्दछ त, कसरी म बाँच्न सक्छु अगाडि।
The main thinking was that if I become mad like this, then who will take care of my wife and children? This is sneha. Everyone is thinking.
म यसरी निमित्त पागल भयो भने मेरो परिवार र मेरो श्रीमती यिनीहरूको रक्षा कसले गर्दछ त, यसरी उनीहरू सोचिरहेका थिए।
And this is the position in material world.
भौतिक संसार यो नै हाम्रो गति छ।
And most of the people in this material world, nanam pramatta krute vikarma yat indriya prithaya prinoti. People they thinking that by becoming Hare Kṛṣṇa and by chanting a holy name, oh, sab tyag dinu parcha. We have to give up everything. What will happen to us?
मानिसहरू सोच्ने गर्दछन् कि हरे कृष्ण भएर र यसरी हरिनामको जप गरेर उनीहरू सम्पूर्ण त्यागी हुन्छन्, उनीहरू सर्वस्व नाश हुन्छ।
And there's Haridas Thakur in Harinam Chintamani. This is a very wonderful book by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He explains about 3 kinds of avidya.
हरिदास ठाकुरले जुन भक्तिविनोद ठाकुरले हरिनाम चिन्तामणि लेख्नु भएको छ त्यसमा 3 प्रकारको अविद्याको बारेमा वर्णन गर्नु भएको छ।
And he tells that because of this ignorance, om ajnana timir andhasya, ajnana. So they are not able to understand and appreciate that gift of holy name which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to us.
यो अज्ञान कारणले जुन भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभुले दिनु भएको यो विशेष चीज छ यसलाई स्वीकार गर्न सक्दैन, मान्छेहरूले ग्रहण गरिरहेका छैनन्।
So we can discuss about that, but I want to just to stress that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he, as a greatest friend, he gave us this holy name. And the process of chanting and hearing is very simple.
भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभु आउनुभयो र हामीलाई यो हाम्रो साथीको रूपमा हरिनाम दिनुभयो र यो जुन प्रक्रिया सम्पूर्ण दिनुभयो यो नै हाम्रो श्रवण र कीर्तनको एउटा मार्ग छ।
And this process is very simple, specifically designed for this age of Kali Yuga, where people are lazy, they are very short-lived.
यो सामान्य प्रक्रिया छ, यो कलियुगको निम्ति विशेष रहेको छ, जुन मनुष्यहरूको जीवन छोटो छ, उनीहरूको सोचाइ सानो छ।
So it must be very quick result giving.
एकदम चाँडो भन्दा चाँडो यसले परिणाम दिन्दछ।
You see, because nowadays people they lost the faith and they lost the taste for holy name, for spiritual practices.
अहिले मनुष्यहरूमा श्रद्धा पनि छैन र रुचि पनि छैन यो आध्यात्मिक प्रगतिको लागि।
मन्दा सुमन्द मतयो मन्द भाग्या हि पद्रुतः, they are misfortunate.
उनीहरू अभागी हुन्।
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he comes and he manifests these wonderful pastimes by chanting holy name, by discussing pastimes of Lord Kṛṣṇa, and to have different relationships with his devotees.
चैतन्य महाप्रभु आउनुभयो र यो दिव्य लीलाहरू रच्नुभयो, भगवानको नाम जप्ने र कीर्तन गर्ने र आफ्ना विभिन्न भक्तहरूसँग पनि यो विभिन्न लीलाहरू गर्नुभयो।
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to give this holy name to everyone practically, even to the animals.
चैतन्य महाप्रभु यो हरिनाम लिएर कसैको लागि नि सम्पूर्णताको लागि यो हरिनाम लिनुभयो, यतिसम्म कि जनावरहरूको लागि पनि।
So when people obtaining that spiritual potency, that energy, then all problems of quarrel and hypocrisy solved in all world.
जब मानिसहरूले यो हरिनामको शक्ति प्राप्त गर्दछन् तब यो संसारमा हुने विभिन्न झैझगडाहरू युद्धहरू सम्पूर्ण नाश भएर जानेछन्।
Nowadays in the world, people they trying to find some remedy for so many problems we have, right? This material, social, emotional, physical, spiritual disease. It's not easy. See, so many difficulties in the world, and people trying to find some panacea, some vaccine to solve the problems, but problems only getting bigger and bigger.
अहिले मनुष्यहरू यो विभिन्न प्रकारका समस्याहरूको समाधान खोजिरहेका छन्। यस्ता विभिन्न कति धेरै समस्याहरू छन् र यसका मानिसहरूले अनेक तरिका लगाएर विभिन्न खोपहरू विभिन्न उपायहरू खोज्ने प्रयास गर्दैछन्।
Like Prahlad Maharaj, he says in 7 Canto 9 chapter, shloka number 17, he says that Yasmat priya viyoga samyoga janma sakagnita sakala yonishu dahyamanaha dukkha ushadham tad api dukkhamatadhyanam bhuman brahmi vadame tavadasya yogam. He says that actually dukkhaushadham tad api dukkhamatad dhyaham. That we're making the medicine which only increasing more sufferings. That remedy is more painful than disease itself.
प्रहलाद महाराजले श्रीमद् भागवतम स्कन्द 7 अध्याय 9 श्लोक संख्या 17 मा बताउनुहुन्छ जुन हामीले समाधानहरू खोजिरहेका छौं यसले हाम्रो झन्झन अरू समस्याहरू थपिरहेको छ.
So and therefore everybody looking for some solution. Some places this material world is kuntha and everybody want to go to Vaikuntha. Nobody wants problems, isn't it?
तसर्थ हरेक व्यक्ति यहाँबाट समाधान खोजिरहेको छ. हामी जसरी अहिले यो कुण्ठमा छौं र वैकुण्ठ जान चाहन्छौं, कोही पनि व्यक्ति यो दुःखमा बस्न चाहदैन.
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally manifested and showed by practical example how to create Vaikuntha even amongst the animals.
भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभुले यो प्रक्रिया देखाउनु भयो र यो सहज उपाय दिनुभयो कसरी यतिसम्म कि जनावर पनि भगवान धाम जान सक्दछन्.
And when he went to the Jarikanda forest, he was dancing, and elephant and tigers and deers and monkeys, they were embracing. In fact, opposite inimical animals, they were embracing and kissing each other in the lips. It's written there.
जब भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभु झारखण्डको जंगलमा जानुभयो त्यहाँ उहाँले गरेको हरिनाममा हात्ती बाघ हरिण यस्ता विभिन्न जनावरहरू जो हृदयमा गुणले नै स्वभावको रूपमा नै फरक छन् उनीहरू एकअर्कामा अङ्गमाल गर्न लागे र उनीहरू एकअर्कामा चुम्बन समेत गर्न लागे.
Can you imagine this big tiger, Bengal tigers, and one small deer, they coming together and then just kissing each other.
सोच्न सक्नुहुन्छ कि जस्तै एउटा ठुलो बाघ जस्तै बङ्गाली बाघ र एउटा सानो मृग यी दुईटा सँगै आउँछन् र एकअर्कामा अङ्गमाल गर्छन् र चुम्बन गर्छन्. सोच्न सक्नुहुन्छ.
And Bhattacharya, he was the assistant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the forest. He said, "Oh, Prabhu, this is Vrindavan. He said, "This is Vrindavan." And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was smiling.
भट्टाचार्य जो चैतन्य महाप्रभुका सेवक हुनुहुन्थ्यो त्यो समयमा उहाँले त्यहाँ बताउनुहुन्छ हे प्रभु यो त वृन्दावन भयो, यो त साच्चै वृन्दावन जस्तो छ.
And Lord Brahma in 10th canto Bhagavatam, he also explains his opinion what is Vrindavan.
ब्रह्माजी पनि 10औं स्कन्धमा आफ्नो विचार राख्नुहुन्छ के हो त साच्चैमा वृन्दावन.
यत्रा नैसर्ग दूर्वैरः सहासन्द्री मृगादयः मित्राणि वजितावसा द्रुतारुत Tarshakadikam. He says that Vrindavana is the transcendental abode of the Lord where there is no hunger, anger or thirst.
वृन्दावन भगवानको यो त्यस्तो नित्य धाम हो त्यहाँ जहाँ भोक छैन, कुनै व्याधि छैन र कुनै तिर्खा पनि छैन.
Though naturally inimical, both human beings and animals, fierce animals, live there together in transcendental friendship.
स्वभावको रूपमा हेर्ने हो भने दुईटा शत्रु भए तापनि जनावरहरू र मनुष्यहरू उनीहरू एकअर्कामा मिलेर बस्दछन्.
So that's actually the opinion of Lord Brahma. Then when inimical people, those who really don't want to look at each other, those who are afraid of each other, they can live peacefully together, happily.
ब्रह्माजीले यो त्यहाँ बताउनुहुन्छ जो शत्रु भावका मनुष्यहरू छन् तिनीहरू पनि त्यहाँ गएर एक आपसमा मिलेर बस्दछन्.
Sometimes quarrels in this material world, in family, in organization, even amongst devotees, so much.
कहिलेकाहीँ यस्ता झगडाहरू घर परिवारमा संस्थाहरूमा इवन भक्तहरूमा समेत पनि यस्ता झगडाहरू भइरहन्छन्.
And once devotees said, Prabhupada, it's very difficult. We cannot cooperate with devotees. Very difficult to live in the place. So many devotees fighting with us. We cannot live with devotees.
एकपटक एउटा भक्तले प्रभुपादजीलाई बताउनुहुन्छ प्रभुपाद यहाँ भक्तहरू जहिले पनि झगडा गर्छन् एक आपसमा झगडा भइरहन्छ हामी यसरी बस्न सक्दैनौँ भक्तहरू बस्नका अप्ठ्यारो भइरहेको छ.
And Prabhupada said, it's only because you don't have enough kirtan.
प्रभुपादजीले बताउनुहुन्छ किनकि तपाईहरुमा धेरै मात्रामा कीर्तन गर्नु भएको छैन.
Because by chanting holy name we become out of bodily concept.
जब हामी हरिनाम जप्छौं तब हामी यो शारीरिक स्तर भन्दा माथि उठ्दछौं.
Once Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he was in black body and he was kind of criticized by devotees. They were just teasing him. And he was so much in tears, he came to Srila Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I was thinking this, narcissism and all this discrimination. They're calling me some bad words like I'm black body. This devotee is too much. They're criticizing me.
एकपटक परम पूज्य भक्ति तीर्थ महाराजले बताउँदै हुनुहुन्थ्यो आफ्नो शरीर उहाँको शरीर कालो थियो र भक्तहरूले विभिन्न रूपमा उहाँलाई गिज्याउनुहुन्थ्यो उहाँको त्यो शरीर देखेर पछि उहाँलाई त्यो अप्ठ्यारो महसुस भएर उहाँले प्रभुपादजी कहाँ हुनुहुन्छ प्रभुपादजी हेर्नुहोस् न यो विभेद यो रूपमा भेदभाव यो किन भइरहेको छ भक्तहरूले मलाई अनावश्यक रूपमा दुःख दिइरहेका छन्
And then Prabhupada looked at him and said, and how are you better than them? They're thinking that you are in black body and you're also thinking you are in the black body. But you are not the body.
तत्पश्चात प्रभुपादजीले बताउनुहुन्छ त्यसपछि तपाईँ र उहाँहरूमा के फरक भयो त उनीहरूले सोच्छन् कि तपाईँ कालो शरीरमा हुनुहुन्छ तपाईँ पनि सोच्नुहुन्छ कि तपाईँ कालो शरीरमा हुनुहुन्छ तर वास्तवमा तपाईँ यो शरीर होइन
And therefore to get that enlightenment understanding prakashante mahatmanaha we have to hear about the glory of Krishna in his holy name from the pure devotees.
तसर्थ यो दिव्य अवस्थामा पुग्नको निम्ति हामीले भगवानको नामलीला र गुणगानहरू शुद्ध भक्तहरूबाट श्रवण गर्नुपर्दछ.
And then in Harinam Chintamani, it's explained that first Haridas Thakur explains about the offenses against the holy name, because like clouds, sometimes you cannot see the sun and the full power and potency of holy name covered by the clouds.
हरिनाम चिन्तामणिमा सर्वप्रथम हरिदास ठाकुरले बताउँदै हुन्छ यो अपराधको बारेमा यिनीहरू जस्तै बादल जस्तै हुन् जसले हामीलाई छेक्दछ अर्थात् रोक्दछ.
And therefore he described all offenses, and then he said, if you really want to solve all your material problem, you should not take shelter in material things.
तब उहाँले अपराधको बारेमा बताउनुहुन्छ र भन्नुहुन्छ जब तपाईँ यी भौतिक समस्याहरू देख्न चाहनुहुन्न भने यी भौतिक कुराहरूमा अडिनु हुँदैन.
And after that he said, and to do that you have to surrender to holy name.
त्यसको लागि हजुरले हरिनामको शरणागत हुनुपर्दछ.
And what does it mean surrender? What does it mean surrender? Anyone can say? What does it mean surrender? We discussed this many times. We just a reminder to you. What does it mean surrender? That's understandable. What are the symptoms of surrender? I am helping you.
शरणागतिका लक्षणहरू के हुन्?
Correct, not 7, 6. Anukulesya Krishnanu,
अनुकूलस्य कृष्णानु
Pratikulesya Varjanam,
रक्षयति इति विश्वासु
Guptritve Varnam Tatha, Karpanyam. Correct. That's the symptoms. Karpanyam. You already behind, I already mentioned that. Atmanikshepa Karpanyam. So, and Haridas Thakur, in brief, he explains that one has to surrender to these principles. And main thing he mentioned that you have to surrender to the process of hearing and chanting.
हरिदास ठाकुरले यो सिद्धान्त पालना गर्नुपर्छ भनेर बताउनु भयो र अन्त्यमा श्रवण र कीर्तनको बारेमा चाहिँ हामीले बढी विशेष ध्यान दिनुपर्छ भनेर बताउनु भएको थियो.
And not only chanting, as in commentary Prabhupada said, not from everybody, only from devotees of the Lord, not from professional reciters.
यो श्रवण र जप्ने यो अरु सबैबाट सुन्ने हैन, यो केवल भक्तहरुबाट मात्रै श्रवण गर्ने हो.
Now you can see in modern society, so many professional chanters and reciters are there. You go in YouTube, people just like, so many wonderful professional singers and dancers also, and speakers of Bhagavatam.
अहिले आधुनिक समाजमा हामी देख्न सक्छौं विभिन्न मानिसहरू जो पेशागत रूपमा गायक छन् र उनीहरू विभिन्न नृत्य गर्न सक्छन्. युट्युबमा हामी गयौं भने त्यहाँ देख्न सक्छौं उनीहरू विभिन्न तरिकाले राम्रो मिठो मिठो स्वरहरूमा गाउन सक्दछन्.
And it became popular. Even in these countries of, Asia, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, you can see so many kathavachaks. They're going and making collection to make some hospitals and Vriddha ashram and whatnot by using Bhagavatam as a means to collect so much money. And during the class they say, okay, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. It became like business of making money.
यो एसिया क्षेत्रमा नेपाल भारत विभिन्न ठाउँ पनि हामी देख्न सक्छौं विभिन्न पेशागत रूपमा कथावाचकहरू छन्. उनीहरू विभिन्न रूपले कथाहरू गर्छन् र त्यहाँ पैसाहरू जम्मा गर्दछन् र भन्दछन् उसले 10 लाख दियो उसले 20 लाख दियो भन्दै बोल्दछन्.
That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said you should not listen from such reciters. Shravanam na kartavyam.
भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभुले पनि बताउनुहुन्छ कि यस्ता पेशागत कथावाचकहरूबाट हामीले श्रवण गर्नु हुँदैन.
Why? Because that same motivation which they have, they can be transferred to us.
किनकि उनीहरूको जस्तो मनोवृत्ति छ त्यो मनोवृत्ति हामीमा परिणत हुन जान्छ.
So that nectar of the holy name is not there. Krishna cannot be impressed by super pooper recitation of Sanskrit. He cannot be expressed and impressed by different tapasya and different wonderful material activities.
किनकि त्यहाँ भगवानको नामको अमृत छैन तसर्थ भगवान कृष्ण त्यहाँ आउनु हुँदैन. त्यहाँ विभिन्न रूपमा मान्छेहरू देखावटी रूपमा बोल्दछन् र भस्दछन्. त्यसो गरेर भगवानलाई त्यो देखावटीपना मन पर्दैन, आउनु हुँदैन.
And that's why it's explained, one saintly person, he said, Adau vidhau vadumuha praninam nivase. So where the nectar, he said, everybody looking for nectar, isn't it? Everybody wants some nectar. He wants some nectar, amritam. So where is that nectar? Where you can get real nectar? Immortality. Nectar means amrita.
एउटा साधुले बताउँदछन् हरेक व्यक्ति यो अमृतको खोजीमा छन्. यो कहाँ छ त अमृत, कसरी कहाँ पाउँछ त, यो यसको खोजी गर्दछन्. यो अमरत्व कसरी प्राप्त गर्न सकिन्छ?
Like nobody want to die, everybody want to be happy forever. But where to get that amrita?
कोही पनि मर्न चाहदैन, सबै व्यक्ति नित्य रूपमा बाँच्न चाहन्छन्, तर त्यो अमृत कहाँ प्राप्त गर्ने त?
So he says avdau vidhau vadumukhe phaninam nivase. On different, he mentions the 5 places where people thinking they can find the nectar. And that's the ignorance.
उहाँले बताउनुहुन्छ मनुष्यहरू यी 5वटा ठाउँमा चाहिँ अमृत खोज्दछन् जो उनीहरू अज्ञानमा छन्, प्राप्त गर्न सक्दैनन्.
Swarge shudha vasati vai vibudha vadanti. He says that avdhau vidhau vadumukhe phaninam nivase. He says first is the ocean. Devata, Devi Devatas, they churning the ocean and some nectar came from there. Dhanvantari, you know Dhanvantari?
उनीहरू सोच्दछन् कि अमृतमा यो अमृत चाहिँ समुद्रमा पाएला, जस्तै समुद्र मन्थनको समयमा धन्वन्तरीले जुन अमृत निकाल्नु भएको थियो त्यसरी.
And then there was big fight. We know that in Srimad Bhagavatam 8th canto. Big fight was between Devata and Asuras to get that Amrita.
ठुलो ठुलो युद्ध भएको थियो अमृत प्राप्ति गर्नको निम्ति देवता र दानवहरू बीचमा.
Amrita tvaya kalpate. Everybody wants that immortality. And for the few drops of nectar, people go into Kumbh Mela, Haridwar, Nasik to take bath to get this few drops of nectar.
हरेक व्यक्ति यो अमरत्व प्राप्त गर्न चाहन्छन्. यो सानो 1-2टा थोपाको निम्ति मनुष्यहरू विभिन्न ठाउँमा हरिद्वार, ऋषिकेश विभिन्न ठाउँहरूमा जाँदछन्.
Avdhau vidhau. Another one is moon, Chandrama. People drinking that somaras, Amrit. Demigods, they drinking it somras. You know, that's Amrita.
अर्को खोज्दछन् उनीहरू चन्द्रमामा, त्यहाँ गएर सोमरस पान गर्ने इच्छा राख्दछन्.
That's why the names of devatas is Amar. They living so long that as if they're immortal.
तसर्थ देवताहरूलाई अमर पनि भनिन्छ. उनीहरू यतिसम्म कि उनीहरू धेरै लामो समयसम्म बाँच्दछन्.
Vadumukhe. Vadumukhe means in the mouth of beautiful lady.
अर्को सुन्दर स्त्रीको मुखमा प्राप्त गर्ने अभिलाषा गर्दछन्.
Vadhu means Vidyavadhu Jivanam. Now Vadhu means bride.
वधु भनेको सुन्दरता,
Srimati.
पत्नी.
Right? Phaninam nivase. It is also said that this is in Nagaloka. Nagas, they have the Amrit. Because, yeah.
अर्को सोच्दा उनीहरू नागलोकमा प्राप्त होला भनेर.
Because that immortality can be achieved, they can cure you from death. Like, you know that Bhima, he fall down being poisoned by Duryodhana, he fall down in the water, and the Nagas, they actually bite him and give him the power of 10,000 elephants. He neutralized that poison.
किनकि त्यसरी जुन नागहरूले छ उनीहरूले अमरत्व प्राप्त दिदछन्. जसरी हामीले हेर्न सक्छौं महाभारतमा भीमलाई दुर्योधनहरूले जब पानीभित्र डुबाएका थिए तब भीमले तल पानीमा गएपछि त्यहाँ नागहरूले उनलाई अमृत प्रदान गरेर अमरत्व अर्थात् त्यो शक्ति प्रदान दिनु.
So we are living also with Nagas, you know. Here in Buddha country so many Nagas. How many of you have seen Nagas? So many times. Everybody see. I saw so many times.
यो ठाउँ पनि आफै नागहरूको
Nagaraj, Pranam. So they have this Amrita.
तसर्थ उनीहरूसँग यो अमृत छ.
Swarge shudha vasati vai vibudha vadanti. Oh, in the heaven, in the Swarga. That's why everybody, so many religious traditions, they want to go to the Swarga because Amrita is there.
र अर्को स्वर्ग मानिसहरू धेरै मानिसहरू हामी देख्न सक्छौं उनीहरू स्वर्ग जाने अभिलाषा गर्दछन्.
But that saintly person explains that no, there is no Amrita there.
त ती साधु व्यक्ति भन्नुहुन्छ हैन त्यहाँ अमृत छैन, त्यो ठाउँमा पाइदैन.
He says ksharam kshayam patimritam. Garalam patantam. He says that ksharam kshayam. Ksharam means If there is nectar in the ocean, why water is namkin? Why is very salty, useless?
यदि समुद्रमा यो अमृत पाइन्थ्यो भने त्यो पानी किन नुनिलो भयो त?
And kshayam, and if there is amrita of the moon, why it becoming amavasya? Or mar jata hai na? Marcha.
यदि चन्द्रमामा त्यो
Adhura means amrita means subha sampurnam.
चन्द्रमामा त्यो अमृत पाइन्थ्यो भने त्यो अमावास्या किन भयो त?
Kshayam kalam patimritam. And then if there is nectar in the mouth of the wife, then why husband dies? Patimritam. He dies, vichara.
यदि पत्नीको ओठमा अमृत भेटिन्थ्यो भने किन श्रीमानको मृत्यु हुन्छ त?
So many videos going around.
विभिन्न रूपमा यसको बारेमा हामी देख्न सकिरहेका छौं.
And then gharalam patantam. If there is nectar in the Nagaloka, then why so much poison? Everybody afraid of snakes. No, you have to embrace them. No. Everybody run away.
यदि नागलोकमा यसरी अमृत भेटिन्थ्यो भने किन हामी सर्पसँग भाग्छौं? किन उनीहरुसँग सँगै गएर चुम्बन गर्दैनौं?
नाम मात्र सुनेर भाग्छ. बाब्रिया साप. Everybody running away. Nāhi ta. Nakli pani. Even in my room there is rubber ka. Darshan matra hirera. And then patantam, and from Swarga people, they falling down, devotees, when the punya kshana, when punya finished, they patantam, they falling down.
जब पुण्य क्षीण हुन्छ तब स्वर्गबाट यतिसम्म कि देवताहरू पनि तल खस्दछन्.
Therefore, where is the nectar?
तसर्थ यो अमृत कहाँ छ त?
Kanthe shuddha vasati vai bhagavad jananam. Kanthe shuddha vasati vai. Kanthe. Nectar is in the mouth of the pure devotee.
शुद्ध भक्तहरूको मुखमा या कण्ठमा यो अमृत छ.
This is the only place where you can find the nectar, amritatvaya kalpate, by the Vani of Śrīla Prabhupada.
अमृत प्राप्त गर्ने एकटा मात्र स्थान हो, जसरी यो शुद्ध भक्तहरू अर्थात् श्रीला प्रभुपादजीको.
So therefore, we can understand, and in Harinam Chintamani, Śrīla Prabhupada also explains very, very nicely in commentary. I was reading today, Caitanya Caritamrita Madhya, chapter 22, text number 100. Śrīla Prabhupada explains all these 6 symptoms of surrender. What does it mean to surrender?
श्रीला प्रभुपादजीले चैतन्य चरितामृत मध्ये 2200 मा बताउनु भएको छ यो शरणागतिको लक्षण कता कता छ, कस्तो छ त?
See, all of us, we came here not just दिखावा को लागि ना अगरबत्ती मोमबत्ती, so just time pass because of coronavirus, escape. No, ultimately people, those who are sincere and honest, we are trying, struggling to surrender to Krishna.
तसर्थ हामीहरू यहाँ किन छौं त? के बाहिर कोरोना भाइरस भएर हामी यहाँ बस्न आएका हौं? होइन, हामी केही न केही रूपमा आफूलाई शरणागत भगवानको शरणागतमा लगिरहनु पर्छ.
To get that nectar, kanthe shuddha vasati vai bhagavad jananam, so we can get that vani, amrita vani from the saintly people like Śrīla Prabhupada.
तसर्थ हामीले यो अमृत वाणी श्रीला प्रभुपादजी जस्ता भक्तहरू, शुद्ध भक्तहरूबाट प्राप्त गर्नुपर्दछ.
And to become from misfortunate, manda bhagya, to become fortunate, Prabhupada said. This is a place where people can get chance to become fortunate, bhagyavana jiva.
तसर्थ यो अभागीबाट भाग्यपूर्ण हुने हो. प्रभुपादजीले बताउनुहुन्छ यो भाग्य उदय गर्ने ठाउँ.
And Śrīla Prabhupada explains in that purport, one who is fully surrendered is qualified with the 6 following characteristics.
जो पूर्ण रूपमा शरणागत छ त्यो व्यक्ति यी 6 वटा गुणहरूले भरिपूर्ण हुनेछ.
The devotee has to accept everything which is favorable for the rendering of transcendental loving service to the Lord.
एउटा भक्तले जुन पनि कुराहरु छन् भगवानको भक्तिको निम्ति जुन सहज कुराहरु छन्, अनुकूल कुराहरु छन्, ती कुराहरु स्वीकार गर्दछ.
He must reject everything which is unfavorable.
भगवानको भक्तिको निम्ति प्रतिकूल वस्तुहरु सम्पूर्ण कुरा परित्याग गर्दछन्.
This is called renunciation, Prabhupada said.
यसलाई त्याग पनि भनिन्छ, प्रभुपादजीले बताउनुहुन्छ.
A devotee must be firmly convinced that Krishna will give him protection. No one else can actually give one protection. And being firmly convinced of this is called faith.
अर्को छ भगवानमा पूर्ण पक्का श्रद्धा हुनु, ताकि भगवानले सम्पूर्ण कुराहरु पूर्ति गर्नुहुन्छ र अरु कुनै पनि कुरामा आशा नराखिकन.
Nobody else can give protection, and that's called faith.
अरु कसैले पनि मलाई कुनै सुरक्षा दिन सक्दैन, त्यो नै श्रद्धा हो.
सुहृद निश्चय कृष्ण भक्ति कले सर्व कर्म कृत होय. सुहृद निश्चय Krishna will protect me, बस.
पक्का पनि भगवानले नै मेरो रक्षा गर्नुहुन्छ, कृष्णले रक्षा गर्नुहुन्छ.
This kind of faith is different, Prabhupada said, from the faith of the impersonalists who want to merge into the Brahman effulgence in order to benefit by cessation of repeated birth and death. This faith is different from Mayavadi's faith.
तसर्थ यो जुन श्रद्धा छ यो मायावादी वा निराकारवादीहरूले जुन ब्रह्म लीन हुने इच्छा छ त्यो श्रद्धा भन्दा एकदम भिन्न फरक छ.
यो कुरा बुझ्नु अति अनिवार्य छ. Because we can see in our country so many spiritual organizations, those who are telling people, oh Krishna ji, oh Hare Kṛṣṇa, they are giving courses on Bhagavad Gita, they are speaking on Bhagavad Gita, but at the end, Om, Rosni, Bas, energy, Ling, Bhagavan's Om, Kattam.
तसर्थ यस्ता व्यक्तिहरू हाम्रो देशमा पनि हामी धेरै भेटाउन सक्छौँ. विभिन्न संस्थाहरू छन्, उनीहरू यतिसम्म कि भगवत गीतामा प्रवचन दिन सुरु गर्दछन् र ओ कृष्णजी भनेर भन्दछन् र अन्त्यमा उनीहरू यसको सार उनीहरूको रोशनी हो भनेर रोशनीमा बिलिन्छ.
And they dancing also, oh Krishna तिम्रो गुम्रिएको बाल हो श्यामला मोहरा देखि हरि बोल. But at the end, रोशनी, बस, निराकार. Everything same. Om Shiva, Om, light. Om Mane Padma, everything is light only. Very dangerous.
सुरुमा उनीहरू यस्तो विभिन्न प्रकारका गतिविधिहरू गर्दछन् र अन्त्यमा उनीहरूलाई हेर्ने हो भने उनीहरू यो सम्पूर्ण कुरा बिर्सेर रोशनीमा अर्थात् नमः शिवाय अर्थात् यस्ता विभिन्न कुराहरूमा ओम माने पद्मे ओम भन्दै विभिन्न रूपमा उनीहरू निराकारतिर जान्छन्.
And to detect that, it's very difficult to detect for innocent people, Balisheshu. Very difficult to detect this. Innocent public cannot understand this.
तसर्थ यो कुरा सामान्य जनहरूलाई थाहा हुँदैन, उनीहरूले बुझ्न सक्दैन, अति नै कठिन हुन्छ.
And like Boko Haru, they are going to hell.
तसर्थ
Everybody going to hell.
तसर्थ यिनीहरू बोकाहरू जस्तो नर्कतिर गइरहेका छन्.
Andha yanthantarupaniya manasti pisatantamurdam nibandha. It's not me, it's Shastra says.
यो कुरा मैले भनेको होइन, यो शास्त्रले वर्णन गर्दछ.
Can you imagine? And Śrīla Prabhupada said once, he came to America, he said, this Mayavadi, that Mayavadi, this Mayavadi, very bad. So devotees in America, they were thinking, who are these guys Mayavadi? Maybe they did some problem for Prabhupada.
एकपटक प्रभुपादजी जब अमेरिका हुनुहुन्थ्यो उहाँले यो मायावादी त्यो मायावादी भन्दै विभिन्न मायावादीहरूलाई गाली गर्नुहुन्छ. अनि भक्तहरूले सोध्नुहुन्छ प्रभुपादसँग के समस्या हुनुपर्छ त्यसको मतलब.
Maybe they created trouble in his business or something. They give him so much trouble in India, it seems like. So he can never forgive them. It seems like he is keeping grudges and he can never forgive them. These guys, who are these guys?
हुनसक्छ कि ती व्यक्तिहरूले प्रभुपादजीको व्यापारमा कुनै अप्ठ्यारो सहज परिस्थितिहरू ल्याएको हुनुपर्छ, त्यसैले प्रभुपादजीले बिर्सिन सक्नु भएको छैन होला.
And then one day Prabhupada said, no, Mayavadi, it's you. Who? Us? We found the enemy, it's inside us.
एक दिन प्रभुपादजीले बताउनुहुन्छ मायावादी तिमीहरू हो, तिमीहरू भित्र छ, तिमीसँगै छ.
What does that mean, Mayavada? Mayavada is not, even you can chant holy name.
मायावाद के हो त? यतिसम्म कि मायावादीहरूले हरिनाम पनि जप गर्दछ.
Mayavadi bhashya sunile bhakti sarvanash. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you hear the speech of such Mayavadis, your bhakti will be finished.
यदि त्यस्ता मायावादीहरूबाट हामीले यो श्रवण गर्यो भने हाम्रो भक्ति नाश हुन्छ.
So this is a different faith, though externally looks the same. Same Hare Kṛṣṇa, but what is the motivation?
यो फरक खालको श्रद्धा हो. हेर्दाखेरि बाहिरबाट एउटै देखिन्छ, तर उनीहरूको मनोवृत्ति के छ त्यो बुझ्नु पर्दछ.
Once Śrīla Radhanath Maharaj, he was telling that when he was traveling that time as before Krishna consciousness, he was traveling and he found one sadhu who was Ram Bhakta. And he was 24 hours, he was saying Ram, Ram, Jai Shri Ram, 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 Ram.
एकपटक परम पूज्य राधानाथ महाराजले भक्तिमा आउनुभन्दा पहिला नै उहाँले एउटा साधुलाई भेट्नुहुन्छ. ती व्यक्ति जहिले राम 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 जप गर्दथे.
And he was thinking, wow, this is very pure devotee. And he assisted him and he was traveling with him.
उहाँले सोच्नुहुन्छ ओहो यो व्यक्ति त शुद्ध भक्त छन् जस्तो छ र उहाँहरुको पछि पछि लाग्नुहुन्छ र उहाँसँगै जानुहुन्छ.
And one day after a long time they were taking prasadam. And then this sadhu, he told him, do you know why I am chanting Ram?
लामो समय पश्चात त्यसरी सँगै जाँदाखेरि एक दिन ती व्यक्तिले भन्नुहुन्छ तपाईलाई थाहा छ म यो राम जप्ने व्यक्तिको हो.
And Maharaj said, well, yes, it's very interesting. Why are you chanting Ram? And he said, because one day I want to become Ram.
महाराजले सोध्नुहुन्छ एकदम रोचक छ हजुर किन किन भन्नुस् न त हजुरको बारेमा किन जप्दै हुनुहुन्छ. र ती व्यक्तिले भन्नुहुन्छ म यसरी एक दिन राम राम जप्दा जप्दै एक दिन म स्वयं राम हुनेछु.
Like that. And Maharaj said, okay, nature cold, let me go to bathroom, okay, one second, I'm just coming. He left and never came back.
महाराजले मलाई अब म वाशरूमतिर जान्छु भन्नुहुन्छ र त्यसपछि निस्किनु भयो र कहिले फर्किनु भएन.
So this is very, very important. Prabhupada said to detect this kind of mayavadis, they externally looks like materialistic people very easily can be detected. But this kind of rascals, they can never be detected. Very difficult to detect them because they dress like a sadhu.
प्रभातजीले पनि बताउनुहुन्छ कि बरु भौतिकवादी व्यक्तित्वहरू चिन्न सजिलो छ, यस्ता मायावादी व्यक्तित्वहरूलाई पहिचान गर्न अति नै कठिन छ.
Because at least materialistic person, he's saying, bas, nastic, no God, I don't believe God. But clear, black and white.
बरु भौतिक व्यक्तिले भन्ने गर्दछन् म भगवानमा विश्वास गर्दिनँ ल मलाई थाहा छैन भनेर उनीहरू पक्का सिधा कुरा गर्दछन्.
Agnostics, atheists, they say, no God, bas.
यी विभिन्न प्रकारका
I don't believe God.
यी विभिन्न प्रकारका नास्तिक व्यक्तिहरू अर्थात् विश्वास नगर्नेहरू मलाई थाहा छैन म भगवानमा विश्वास गर्दिनँ भगवान छैन भन्दछन्.
So at least devotee very easily can avoid them.
तसर्थ भक्तहरू तिनीहरूबाट सजिलैसँग टाढा बस्न सक्नुहुन्छ.
But this kind of so-called saintly people, they saying, well, I believe God, but God doesn't have hands, no legs, no personality, nothing. They destroy God. I believe God, but God doesn't have personality. There is no God, means they killing God. They know God. They removing His personal aspect.
तसर्थ यस प्रकारका देखावटी साधुहरूलाई हेर्ने भने उनीहरू भगवानको उनीहरू हात खुट्टा सबै कुरा काटे जस्तो छ. भगवानको केही पनि राखेको छैनन्. उनीहरू भगवानको निराकार रूप छ, साकार रूप छैन भन्दछन्.
And they don't have that eternal concept of being servant.
उनीहरूलाई नित्य रूपमा भगवानको सेवक भन्ने त्यो चेतना नै छैन.
Kaivalyam narakayate. For devotees, this kaivalya is worse than hell.
भक्तहरूलाई यस्तो प्रकारका कैवल्य नर्कभन्दा पनि खतरनाक छ.
If you love somebody and you never get the chance to serve him, it is hell.
यदि कसैले हामी सेवा गर्न चाहन्छौँ त्यो व्यक्तिलाई कहिले सेवा गर्न पाएनौँ भने त्यो नर्क समान हो.
And Mayavadis, they don't care, whom to serve. They have this Pancha Seva, this Pancha Murti. Ganesh, Shiva, Vishnu, Durga, They have this, right? Shiva, Ganesh, Surya, Shiva and Durga. Yeah. You choose whatever you like. Jai pani man parcha market ma utte pani svikar garनुहोस्. Because worshipping Surya Dev or worshipping Shiva or Ganesh or Vishnu, actually same, because we are all same.
यी मायावादीहरूले पञ्चदेवहरूलाई पूजा गर्छन्. तिनीहरू छन् गणेश, शिव, दुर्गा, सूर्य र विष्णु. यसरी उनीहरू विभिन्न रूपमा फरक-फरकलाई पूजा गरिरहेका हुन्छन्.
So like that. That's why they never had that Ekeha Kurunandana. They don't have this Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja, Mam Ekam. They never surrender to Krishna. And without that surrender, Haridas Thakur says, they are simply prisoners of their own false ego.
तसर्थ उनीहरू भगवानप्रति शरणागत छैनन्, एकेह कुरुनन्दन छैनन्. र हरिदास ठाकुरले बताउनुहुन्छ उनीहरू चाहिँ आफ्नो
they are prisoners of their false ego.
उनीहरू आफ्नो अहंकारले आफै बन्धनमा परिरहेका छन्.
So, therefore, if you really want to get that Amrita, you can really want to get, Kanthe Shuddha Vasati Vai Bhagavad Jananam. If you really want to get that Amrita and that power, Shakti, or holy name, Nam Nama Kari Bahudanja Sarva Shaktis, you have to hear this from the mouth of pure devotee, not impersonalist.
तसर्थ यो हरिनाम रूपी अमृत यदि हामीले प्राप्त गर्नु छ भने त्यसको लागि यी भक्तहरूको मुखारबिन्दबाट लिनुपर्छ, यानी कि अरू व्यक्तिबाट होइन.
That's the message of Srila Prabhupada. It's very, devotees should be very, very particular and careful from where they are hearing this holy name.
प्रभुपादजीको मुख्य खबर यही नै हो कि भक्तहरूबाट मात्रै श्रवण गर्नुपर्छ, बाहिर अरू व्यक्तिबाट श्रवण गर्नु हुँदैन.
And it's very important. You see, maybe we can stop now because it's a very long topic. We can have a series of classes about the importance of holy name. It's impossible to give in 1 hour. Impossible.
तसर्थ यो हरिनामको महिमा दिनौं दिन लाग्दछ, 1 घण्टामा सकिने कुरा होइन.
So and it's very important to understand because we are called Hare Kṛṣṇa movement.
यो हामीले बुझ्नु एकदम जरुरी छ किनभने हामी यो हरे कृष्ण अभियानमा अगाडि बढिरहेका छौं.
Ultimately we are not big temple construction movement, engineering complex. We are not Food for Life International movement. We are not anything else movement. We are Hare Kṛṣṇa movement. Krishna consciousness movement.
वास्तवमा हामीले हेर्ने हो भने ठुलठुला मन्दिरहरू बनाउने, इन्जिनियरिङ गर्ने, ठुला मिसनहरू बनाउने, फुड फर लाइफ यस्तो गर्ने हाम्रो उद्देश्य होइन. हामी हरे कृष्ण अभियानमा हौं.
That's also very important, but as a supporting
कुराहरू पनि महत्त्वपूर्ण छन्, तर ती कुराहरू यसलाई नै साथ दिनको निम्ति हुन्.
To accomplish the main thing, chant Hare Kṛṣṇa and be happy and remember Krishna. Hearing and chanting of the glory of the holy name.
सबैको साथ चाहिँ हरे कृष्ण जप्नु या हरे कृष्ण महामन्त्रको जप गर्नु श्रवण गर्नु हो.
So, if you really want to continue, Prabhupada said, if you really want to continue chanting and hearing holy name, this is devotional service. If you want to take shelter of holy name, what do you have to do? You have to continue to follow the process of chanting with full faith.
यदि हामी अगाडि बढ्न चाहन्छौँ भने यसरी हरिनामको जप गर्ने र श्रवण गर्ने भने यो बाटोलाई पन्छाइरहनुपर्छ, अगाडि बढिरहनुपर्छ.
100% faith.
100% रूपमा श्रद्धा हुनुपर्दछ.
Goptritve varanam tatha, Krishna going to provide me everything, yogakshamam vahamaham. That's the faith.
कृष्णले मलाई सम्पूर्ण कुराहरू प्राप्त गर्नुहुन्छ अर्थात् दिनुहुन्छ, यो कुरा चाहिँ यसमा श्रद्धा हुनुपर्छ.
And even devotee, if you don't have enough chanting and hearing about pastimes of Krishna, we will not have faith. Then we will try to take shelter of something material, like this fisherman. ठीक छ, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, तो ठीक छ. I will do some training, bhakta training for a few months, but then I have to go and work very hard, like Prabhupada said, driving the tractor, zoo, 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 from morning and time to evening. We have to work very hard.
यदि कुनै भक्तको यदि भगवानको नाम र गुण लीलाहरूको बारेमा श्रवण र यसको बारेमा अध्ययन छैन भने पछि गएर त्यो व्यक्तिहरू जस्तै माझीले चैतन्य महाप्रभुलाई प्राप्त गरे पनि उनलाई त्यो भौतिक रूपमा इच्छाहरू थियो, त्यस्तै हामीहरू पनि अहिले यो नयाँ भक्त तालिमहरू लिएर पछि अन्त्यमा गएर प्रभुपादजीले बताउनु भयो यस्तै बाहिर काम गर्ने यदि इच्छा भयो भने.
And we have to work. Prabhupada said, everybody have to work, but for Krishna.
प्रभुपादजीले बताउनुहुन्छ हामीले काम गर्नै पर्छ, अवश्य गर्नुपर्छ, तर भगवान कृष्णको निम्ति.
And that to get the power, faith, to continue this process, not to leave this movement, not to leave this process. Even though we are maybe not imperfect. We are maybe imperfect, we are not perfect yet. And many people are getting depressed. Oh, I am to pati, oh, Prabhu, sorry. And then after a few months I see him, lamo kapal, esto.
तसर्थ यो कुरा प्राप्त गर्नको निम्ति हामीले अगाडि बढिरहनुपर्छ. यसको मतलब होइन कि हामीलाई गाह्रो छ, ला म त सक्दिनँ, म कमजोर छु भनेर व्यक्तिहरू बाहिर जान्छ, प्रभुजी म त जान्छु निस्किन्छ भन्दछ र पछि 1-2 महिना पछि हेर्ने भने उनीहरू लामो लामो कपाल फरक रूपमा परिवर्तन भएर आएको हुन्छ.
One day Prabhupada said in Caitanya Caritamrita, Prabhupada said in Caitanya Caritamrita that we should not imitate Haridas Thakur, but we have to be there is one imitation. We should not imitate, we have to follow instructions of pure devotee and steadily remain in Krishna consciousness with full faith till the end of your life.
तसर्थ यहाँ हरिदास ठाकुरले पनि बताउनुहुन्छ र प्रभुपादजीले बताउनु भएको छ कि हामीले कहिले पनि जस्तै हरिदास ठाकुरको जस्तो नक्कल गर्नु हुँदैन, बरु उहाँहरूले दिनुभएको जो बाणी छ त्यसलाई पन्छाउँदै अगाडि बढ्नु पर्दछ.
And Prabhupada gave example, one devotee from Africa came to Mayapur and he was chanting 1 lakh names every day. He make one bhajan kutir in the field, and from morning to evening, or 2 lakhs, he was chanting. All day long he was chanting. Gaura Purnima festival.
प्रभुपादजीले बताउनुहुन्छ एकजना अफ्रिकन भक्त जब मायापुर आउँछन् उनी त्यहाँ एउटा भजन कुटीर बनाउँछन् र दिनको 2 लाख नाम जप्दछन्. गौर पूर्णिमाको नजिकैको समयमा उनले त्यहाँ सधैँ भगवानको नाम जपिरहन्छन्.
He never attended Bhagavatam classes, he never came for Guru Puja. Prabhupada was giving classes, he never came. So devotees, Prabhupada said, call this devotee, what he is doing there? Nonsense. And devotee came to call him, said, why don't you come and listen to the class? No, I am chanting holy name. Holy name is all in all. I am chanting holy name.
ती व्यक्ति न कहिले गुरु पूजा आउँथे, न कुनै कार्यक्रममा एटेन्ड गर्थे, अर्थात् न भागवतमा आउँथे. अनि प्रभुपादजीले भागवतम दिइरहनु भएको थियो, ती व्यक्ति उता नाम जप गरिरहन्थे र प्रभुपादजीले बताउनुहुन्छ जाऊ त्यो भक्तलाई बोलाएर ल्याऊ. अनि पछि यदि उसले यहाँ भागवतमा आउँदैन अर्थात् यो कुरा श्रवण गर्दैन भने के काम त.
And after some time, Prabhupada writes, he left and nobody saw him again.
र पछि प्रभुपादजीले लेख्नुहुन्छ कि ती भक्तले त्यहाँ छोडेर गए र कसैले पनि उनलाई अहिलेसम्म देखेका छैनन्.
But later, after many years, some devotees, they saw him.
केही समय पश्चात, धेरै समय पश्चात कुनै भक्तले तीलाई देख्दछन्.
You know where? In America, in petrol pump. He was working in a petrol pump station, putting diesel.
अमेरिकाको
Lama kapal testo.
अमेरिकाको पेट्रोल पम्पमा बसेर ठुलामो कपाल पारेर आँखामा गगल्स लगाएर उनीले त्यहाँ पम्पमा तेल भर्ने काम गर्थे.
And one devotee, Prabhupada disciple, recognized him. Hey, I remember you. You were chanting holy name in Mayapur that time. So many lakhs of names.
प्रभुपादजीको
What about now? Are you chanting now still?
प्रभुपादजीको एकजना शिष्यले चिन्नुहुन्छ र उहाँले भन्नुहुन्छ ओहो तपाईँ नै हो नि त मायापुरमा यसरी तपाईँले लाखौँ नामहरू जप गर्ने अहिले के छ त स्थिति
Are you chanting now?
अहिले तपाईँ के जपिरहनु भएको छ
He replied, I completed my quota that time.
उनी भन्दछन् मैले मेरो कोटा त्यही समयमा सिधाइसकेको छु
Now I am enjoying my life.
अहिले म आफ्नो जीवनमा आनन्द लिइरहेको छु
So this is actually useless. We are not following the instructions of the spiritual master.
त्यसरी यो कुराको कुनै काम छैन बेकाम छ
And nobody is saying, oh, I am so fallen. गाह्रो छ म हटाउँदैन. I don't have taste for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, I will not read Bhagavatam.
कसैले भन्दछ म सक्दिनँ गाह्रो छ यो मेरो निम्ति असम्भव छ मैले यो भागवतम श्रवण पढ्न अध्ययन गर्न सक्दैन भन्न सक्दछ
And in his pravachan, Lord Kṛṣṇa Maharaj, he was saying, somebody would say, मेरे को भागवतम सुनने के लिए रुचि नहीं है, इसलिए मैं नहीं पढ़ता हूँ.
एकपटक गौर कृष्ण महाराजले बताउनुहुन्छ एउटा भक्तले भनेको कुरा कि मलाई यो भागवतममा रुचि छैन श्रवण गर्ने रुचि छैन त्यसैले म गर्दिनँ यो पढ्दिनँ.
And he said, he said, oh क्या रुचि नहीं है क्या इसलिए नहीं पढ़ते क्या नहीं पढ़ने से रुचि आएगा क्या
महाराजले बताउनुहुन्छ तपाईलाई रुचि छैन त्यसैले पढ्नुहुन्न यसको मतलब कि तपाईँ नपढेर रुचि आउँछ त
You chanting holy name Prabhuji, I am chanting holy name but no ruchi. Therefore I don't want to chant. As if by not chanting he will get ruchi.
यतिसम्म कि हामीले हरिनाम जप्दा जप्दै हामीलाई रुचि आएन र हामीले छोडिदियौँ यसको मतलब कि यो हो कि हामीले छोडिदिएपछि हामीलाई नाममा रुचि थोरै आउने.
So, no, devotee, he continuously, he very much inspiring shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam, Uddhava tells to Krishna, Krishna tells to Uddhava.
यो अति नै राम्रो श्लोक रहेको छ भगवान श्री कृष्णले उद्धवलाई बताउनु भएको छ श्रीमद् भागवतममा.
It's 11 canto 20th chapter, shlok number 27-28.
यो श्रीमद् भागवतम 11औं स्कन्द 20 अध्याय श्लोक संख्या 27 र 28 मा छ.
Very, very encouraging slok. At least some encouragement must be for all of us.
यसले हामीलाई उत्साह दिन्छ हामीलाई केही भए पनि यसले उत्साह दिनै पर्छ.
Krishna says, Jata Śraddho-mat kathasu nivrinna sarva karmasu. This is 11. You got, no? 11 canto, yes.
11, 20, 27, 28.
Jata Śraddho mat kathasu nivrinna sarva karmasu vedadukhatmakam kaman parityagi anishwaraha tato bhajatamam pritaha shraddhalur dritta nischayah susamanascha tan kaman dukkhodakramscha grāhyam. So Krishna explains that my devotee actually awakened faith. He says to Uddhava, having awakened the faith in the narration of my glories.
भगवान श्री कृष्णले उद्धवलाई बताउनुहुन्छ भक्तहरू मेरो नामलाई उजागर गरेर र त्यसमा रुचि राख्ने गर्दछन्.
Being disgusted with material activities.
यो भौतिक क्रियाकलापहरूबाट मुक्त भएर यसलाई त्याग गरेर.
Knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery.
सम्पूर्ण यी इन्द्रिय तृप्तिहरूले झन् क्लेश अर्थात् दुःखतिर मात्रै लान्छ.
But still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment.
यो इन्द्रिय तृप्तिलाई सम्पूर्ण रूपमा त्याग गर्न नसके पनि
my devotee should remain happy.
मेरो भक्तहरू जहिले पनि प्रसन्न अर्थात् खुसी हुनु पर्दछ.
And worship me with great faith and conviction.
र पूर्ण श्रद्धा र विश्वासले मेरो भक्तिमय सेवा गर्नु पर्दछ.
Even though he is sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment.
कहिलेकाहीँ ती आफ्नो इन्द्रिय तृप्तिमा लिप्त हुन पनि सक्दछन्.
My devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to a miserable result.
मेरो भक्तले जान्नु पर्दछ कि यो इन्द्रिय तृप्तिले गर्दा सम्पूर्ण क्लेश अर्थात् दुःखतिर लान्छ हामीलाई.
And he sincerely repents such activities.
र उसले एकदम गम्भीरपूर्वक भएर सम्पूर्ण कुराको त्याग गर्नु पर्दछ.
So he never discouraged. Krishna says, come on, continue, never mind. By devotional process, slowly, as a gold become purified by the fire.
कहिले पनि निरुत्साहित हुनुहुन्न. भगवान श्री कृष्णले बताउनु भएको छ जसरी यो सुन अग्निमा राख्दै गएपछि बिस्तारै त्यसको तेज निस्किन्छ.
Not by cleaning by soap or by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that.
यस्तो हैन कुनै साबुनले यसरी धोएर यो चम्किने होइन. विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुरले त्यो बताउनु भएको छ.
Therefore we can get, if we can follow sincerely with full faith, not like impersonal faith but devotional faith.
तसर्थ यदि हामी गम्भीरपूर्वक यदि पूर्ण श्रद्धा राख्यौं भने यसरी निराकारवादीहरूको जस्तो श्रद्धा हैन कि गम्भीर तरिकाले पूर्ण श्रद्धा.
And that faith in holy name and Krishna's pastimes you can get only from devotee.
हरिनाम र भगवानका लीलाहरूको बारेमा त्यो श्रद्धा भक्तहरूकोबाट श्रवण गरेर मात्रै प्राप्त गर्दछ।
And Srila Prabhupada went to America, right? He said, I don't have enough bhakti bhuna bhuviveka. I don't have anything. My name Bhaktivedanta Swami rakha gaya hai. But I don't have bhakti and I don't have knowledge of Vedanta. I am simply your instrument, my dear Lord.
प्रभुपादजी जब अमेरिका जानुहुन्छ उहाँले भन्नुहुन्छ मलाई न कुनै भक्ति भयो न कुनै विवेक छ, मेरो नाम भक्ति वेदान्त राखियो, तर मसँग कुनै यो ज्ञान छैन, यसको कुनै सामर्थ्य छैन, केवल म यसको सेवक मात्र बन्न चाहन्छु।
And my dear Krishna, please make me dance, nachao nachao. And such a devotee become recipient of the mercy of Krishna.
तसर्थ उहाँले प्रार्थना गर्नुहुन्छ, हे प्रभु हे कृष्ण मलाई नचाउनुस् नचाउनुस्, त्यस्तो भक्त भगवानको अति नै प्रिय भन्नुहुन्छ।
Because he is like transcendental dog, he completely depends on the master.
तसर्थ उहाँ भगवानको सनातन सेवक हुनुहुन्छ र उहाँ पूर्ण रूपमा शरणागत हुनुहुन्छ।
And to such a devotee, Krishna says to the Durvasa Muni, sadhunam hridayam mahyam. I am actually in the heart of my devotees and my devotees in my heart.
तसर्थ भगवान श्री कृष्णले दुर्वासा मुनिलाई बताउनुहुन्छ कि म मेरो भक्तको हृदयमा छु र मेरा भक्तहरू मेरो हृदयमा छन्।
And Durvasa Muni was in trouble, big yogi. He came to Vaikuntha, यो शरीरमा.
दुर्वासा मुनि त्यही शरीरमा वैकुण्ठ जानुभएको थियो, ठुलठुला योगीको रूपमा।
He was not even president of biggest country of this planet.
उहाँ कुनै एउटा यो ग्रहको कुनै ठुलो राज्यको राजा अर्थात् प्रधानमन्त्री पनि हुनुहुन्थेन।
He was not even Brahma.
उहाँ ब्रह्मा पनि हैन।
They cannot go back to God in this body. But Durvasa Muni is such a powerful yogi. In this body he went to Vaikuntha.
तसर्थ अरु कोही पनि यसरी जान सक्दैन वैकुण्ठ, दुर्वासा मुनि त्यही शरीरमा वैकुण्ठ प्रवेश गर्नुभयो।
But Krishna said, I am very sorry. So sorry. Pranam. I don't have mercy. Mercy, kripa. No mercy. I am beruzgari. No mercy. All mercy I give to my devotees. Actually, I have mercy. I definitely have mercy. But I give all my mercy to my children, to my devotees. So, sadhunam hridayam mayam. You have to go back to Ambarish Maharaj.
तसर्थ भगवान श्री कृष्णले दुर्वासा मुनिलाई बताउनुहुन्छ, मसँग कुनै पनि अब कृपा छैन, मैले सम्पूर्ण कृपा भए जति मेरो भक्तलाई मैले दिइसकेको छु, यदि तपाईलाई यो कृपा चाहिन्छ भने तपाईँ मेरो भक्त अम्बरीश कहाँ जानुस्।
That's why his devotee called Bhakta Anugraha. They actually carrying the mercy of Krishna. Krishna doesn't have mercy. He gave all mercy to devotees. So devotees they can bind. Krishna said, Tumhara Krishna diti paro, Tumhara shakati aiche, Tumhara hridaya govinda vishnam. So Krishna is in the heart of devotee.
तसर्थ भक्तहरूलाई भक्ति अनुग्रह पनि भनिन्छ। उहाँहरूले सम्पूर्ण त्यो भगवानको कृपा जम्मा गर्नुभएको छ। कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण नै देते पारो, अर्थात् कृष्ण तपाईको हुनुहुन्छ, तपाईले नै कृष्ण दिन सक्नुहुन्छ।
So that's why Haridas Thakur, he says, therefore you have to take shelter of such devotee, not Krishna.
तसर्थ हरिदास ठाकुरले बताउनुहुन्छ, हजुरले त्यस्ता भक्तहरूको शरणागत हुनुपर्छ, कृष्णको होइन।
And you have to take shelter of the process of chanting and hearing, full 100%, not like Mayavadis.
तसर्थ हामीले यो जुन प्रक्रिया छ श्रवण र कीर्तनको यो मार्गमा अपनाउनु पर्दछ।
And this hearing and chanting will give you strength, Shakti Bal, Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Parvarthan.
र श्रवण र यो गुणगानले हामीलाई शक्ति दिन सक्छ, यसले नै हामीलाई बलियो बनाउँदछ।
Because without this Shakti, it's very difficult to fight the waves of material Maya existence. Very difficult.
यो शक्ति बिना जुन भौतिक रूपमा आउने यो आदिहुरी बेहोरीहरू छ, यसलाई हामी रोक्न सक्दैनौँ।
Have you had the experience? When you're trying to solve one problem and another wave coming, you're now trying to, especially in management of temple, you know, you solved one problem, you patched one problem, oh, another taranga tsunami comes. You trying to solve that problem, oh, sharirik tsunami. Somebody fall down, somebody in hospital, somebody this problem, somebody arthik paisa China, or something. Always something or another coming and coming, and without the spiritual strength, one day somebody can say, छोड़ दो, जा, बेकार, जा, I cannot finish, I cannot.
तपाईहरुले यो अनुभव गर्नु भएको छ कि एउटा तरंग एउटा कुनै समस्यालाई हामी यदि समाधान गर्न खोज्यौं भने अर्कोपट्टि फेरि अर्को तरंग आउन सक्छ समस्याहरुको। यो प्राय चाहिँ मन्दिरको विभिन्न व्यवस्थापनहरुमा हुने गर्दछ। एउटा समस्या उल्झाउँछौं सुझाउँछौं भने अर्को समस्या उल्झिन्छ। कोही भक्तहरु विभिन्न तल गिर्दछन्, कोही भक्त अस्पतालमा जान्छन्। फरक व्यक्तिलाई फरक प्रकारको समस्याहरु भइरहेको हुन्छ र अन्त्यमा ला मैले अब केही पनि गर्न सक्दिन, यो सम्पूर्ण कुराहरु छोड्छु, म अब जान्छु भनेर मान्छेले यो कुराहरु सोच्ने गर्दछन्।
And there is very, very wonderful shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatamमा एउटा सुन्दर श्लोक रहेको छ,
which spoken by Prithu Maharaj in 4th canto.
पृथु महाराजले 4औं स्कन्धमा बताउनु भएको छ।
He says, This is a wonderful sloka. Everybody have to memorize this also sloka. Know where to get it. It's 4:22:39. 4:22:39.
4 अध्याय स्कन्द 4 अध्याय 22 श्लोक संख्या 29 मा रहेको श्लोका छ। यो सबैले सकेसम्म याद गर्नु राम्रो हुन्छ।
यत्पाद पङ्कज पलास विलास भक्त्या कर्माशयं ग्रहीतमुद्गतयन्ति सन्तः तद्वन्न रिक्तमतयो यतयो विरुद्धा श्रोतो घनस्तमरणं भज वासुदेवम्. He says that the devotees who are always engaged in devotional service to the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord,
जो भगवानको चरणारविन्दको आश्रय लिएर भक्तिमय सेवा गरिरहेका भक्तहरू हुनुहुन्छ,
can very easily overcome hard-knotted desires for fruitive activities.
र यी सम्पूर्ण भौतिक इच्छा आकांक्षाहरूको सम्पूर्ण इच्छाहरूबाट माथि रहेर पूर्ति गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ।
Because this is very difficult, the non-devotees like jnanis and yogis,
यो असम्भव छ कि जस्तै ज्ञानी र योगी जस्ता व्यक्तिहरू,
although they are trying to stop the waves of sense gratification,
उनीहरू इन्द्रिय तृप्तिका विभिन्न तरङ्ग छालहरू रोक्ने प्रयास गरिरहेका छन्,
cannot do so.
तर उनीहरू त्यो गर्न सक्दैनन्।
Therefore, you are advised to engage in devotional service of Kṛṣṇa, the son of Vasudeva. This is the advice. Better you serve Kṛṣṇa, therefore.
तसर्थ तपाईलाई यो सुझाव छ कि तपाईँ वासुदेवको पुत्र भगवान श्रीकृष्णको शरण परेर भक्तिमय सेवा गर्नुहोस्।
Because confirmed. Thank you. Paramatma. Because as Lord Brahma, he says, however great you may be, however maybe powerful you may be, great yogi you may be, but if you are not devotee of Kṛṣṇa, you can never reach the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa, which is the only shelter.
ब्रह्माजीले पनि बताउनुहुन्छ, यदि तपाईँ जति ठुलो योगी किन्नुहोस्, जति ठुलो शक्तिशाली किन्नुहोस्, यदि तपाईँ भगवानको भक्त हुनुहुन्न भने तपाईँ भगवत प्राप्ति गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ।
सन्तस्तु कोटि शतवत्सर सम्भ्रगम्यो भायो रथापि मनसो मुनि पुंगवानम् सोप्यस्ति यत् प्रपदसिम् अभिचिन्त्य तत्त्वे गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि. He says, great yogis, they doing tapasya meditation for many lifetimes, they can travel in this universe with the speed of mind.
ठुला ठुला योगीहरू छन्, अनेक धेरै वर्षदेखि तपस्या गरिरहेका छन्, तर उनीहरू हेर्दाखेरि मनको गतिमा पनि एक ठाउँबाट अर्को ठाउँ जान सक्छन्।
But because Kṛṣṇa is not their attachment, maya sakta maya partha, Kṛṣṇa is not their attachment, nirakar their attachment, so many other attachments, Shiva, Durga, yanti devavrata devan, pitrim yanti pitrim vrataha. They are great yogis, tapasvis in Pashupatinath, big Bal, Kapal, Tantric, But they can never be liberated from this material world. Impossible, Kṛṣṇa says.
किनकि भगवान श्रीकृष्ण उनीहरूको शरणको आश्रय अर्थात् भगवान कृष्ण उनीहरूको आसक्त छैन, उनीहरू आसक्ति अरू कुरामा ब्रह्मज्योतिमा यस्ता विभिन्न कुराहरूमा छन्, तसर्थ उनीहरूले यो प्राप्त गर्न सक्दैनन्।
Only by Caitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy we can cross all this ocean of siddhantas. So many siddhantas are there, ocean, and people lost in that siddhantas.
तसर्थ यो सिद्धान्तको जुन सागर छ, यो सागरबाट माथि उक्लिने भनेको केवल भगवान श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभुको विशेष कृपाले हुन्छ।
श्री चैतन्य प्रभुं वन्दे बालोपियत अनुग्रहत् तरिन्ननामत ग्रह व्यप्तं सिद्धान्त सागरम. Even small baby can cross that ocean of big siddhantas by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
भगवान श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभुको कृपाले एउटा सानो बालक पनि यो ठुलो समुद्र रूपी सिद्धान्तको समुद्र रूपीलाई पार गर्न सक्दछ।
And without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, if somebody want to cross this ocean of material existence, it's like somebody who is trying to cross the ocean by grabbing the tail of the dog.
भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभुको कृपा बिना यो भौतिक सागर रूपी भौतिक कुराहरूको यो समुद्र रूपीलाई पार गर्न खोज्दछ, त्यो भनेको कुकुरको पुच्छर समातेर समुद्र पार गर्न जस्तो।
अनि त कुकुर स्वयं पनि पार गर्न सक्दैन, त पुच्छले लिएर के। You have seen dogs drive and then it become very dangerous going back.
तपाईँले कुकुरलाई यसरी पौडिने देख्नु भएको छ, सुरुमा दुई हात अगाडि बढाउन सक्छ र जब अप्ठ्यारो परिस्थिति आउँछ तब फर्केर फेरि पछाडि आउँछ।
So that's why we have to become like Ambarish Maharaj, like Prahlad Maharaj, who actually completely surrendered to Kṛṣṇa. Whatever dangers can come, he should not be discouraged. Kṛṣṇa says, continue, be happy, do devotional service to me by chanting holy name.
तसर्थ हामीले अम्बरीश महाराज प्रहलाद महाराजको चरण चिन्ह पालना गर्नुपर्छ। जस्तो सुकै परिस्थिति आए पनि, असहज परिस्थिति आए पनि हामीले आफ्नो भक्ति अगाडि बढाइरहनुपर्छ। भगवान श्रीकृष्णले पनि बताउनु भएको छ कि जस्तो सुकै परिस्थितिमा पनि भक्ति गरिराख।
हरे कृष्ण। ग्रन्थ श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की जय। टु बी कन्टिन्युड, कृष्ण विलिङ। केही प्रश्न छ? हुन्छ।
in Caitanya Caritamrita today it was mentioned that the holy name is transcendental. And at the same time we are using our senses to chant the holy name. So how we can understand that we are using material things like our body, our senses to do transcendental activity.
हामी मैं बिहान आज पढिरहेको थिएँ चैतन्य चरितामृतमा कि भगवानको जो हरिनाम छ यो आफैमा दिव्य छ, तर हामी भौतिक इन्द्रियहरू प्रयोग गरेर त्यो दिव्य चिजहरू प्राप्त गर्न लागिरहेका छौँ। यो कसरी सम्भव छ त?
By chanting holy name, Śrīla Prabhupada said, this is like medicine. We are taking medicine.
यो हरिनाम जप्नु भनेको हामीले औषधि सेवन गर्नु जस्तै हो।
And our consciousness mind, mantra, manasatrayati iti mantra, our mind purified.
र हाम्रो मन शुद्ध हुँदै जान्छ।
Chito darpana marjanam. So cleansing the process like Gundicha temple. Yes, our senses are material, but by coming in contact, Prabhupada give very nice example of the iron which put inside the fire.
ओ हाम्रा इन्द्रियहरू भौतिक छन्। प्रभुपादजीले एउटा उदाहरण दिनुभएको छ, जस्तै एउटा फलामलाई अग्निसँग छुवाउनु हो।
And as long as it's in the fire, it's not anymore iron.
जबसम्म यो फलाम अग्निमा छ तबसम्म त्यो छुट्टै फलाम रहदैन।
It is already actually fire.
त्यो पूर्ण रूपमा नै अग्नि बनिसकेको हुन्छ।
It is a prakriti. It has already nature of fire.
त्यो त्यसको गुण स्वभाव नै हो।
Similarly, when we are connected with Krishna, huge yoga, bhakti yoga, we are connected to Krishna and transcendental process. We actually becoming a representative of Krishna.
जब हामी भगवानसँग जोडिएका छौँ या भगवानको गुणगानमा जोडिएका छौँ, हामी भगवान कृष्णसँगै जोडिएका हुन्छौँ।
Similarly, like postman, he takes the letter, he may or may not be qualified, but when he delivers the message as it is, he becomes the nimitta.
जस्तै हुलाकमा पत्र पठाउने व्यक्ति जस्तै छ कि उसले जुन त्यो खबर छ त्यसलाई जस्ताको तस्तै एक व्यक्तिबाट अर्को ठाउँमा पुर्याउँछ, ऊ केवल निमित्त मात्र भन्दछ।
And by doing so, we actually automatically becomes purified.
त्यो गर्दा गर्दै हामी एक दिन शुद्ध हुन पुग्दछौँ।
It's many examples like there. It's what was the example was given? When you're polishing something, then you also become purified. By helping others, you're helping yourself.
यो उदाहरण दिएको छ, जब यदि हामी कुनै कुरालाई हामी टल्काइरहेका छौँ भने हामी आफै स्वयं पनि टल्किन पुग्दछौँ।
By giving hand, when you're putting, sometimes putting some scent to somebody's hand, your hand also having scent.
यदि हामी कसैको अरूको हातमा यो अत्तरहरू लगाउँदछौँ भने हाम्रो हातमा पनि त्यो सुगन्ध आउँदछ।
Isn't it? Yes. When you're putting oil or something, so you're also getting some scent on your hand.
यदि हामी कतै तेल मालिस गरिरहेका छौँ भने त्यो हाम्रो हातमा पनि त्यो तेलको वासना आउँदछ।
So this material senses can be only purified as a pot of the wine cannot be purified by wine.
यो इन्द्रियहरू शुद्धि हुनु भनेको जस्तै जुन रक्सी छ त्यो रक्सीको भाँडो चाहिँ रक्सीले शुद्ध हुँदैन त्यस्तै हो।
So but actually when you are applying, when you taking this is medicine, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this is a medicine, aushadhi, Krishna katha and kṛṣṇa-nāmādi. This is medicine which can purify our senses and bring us above the material modes of material nature. Actually senses, they are contaminated by the modes of material nature.
तसर्थ प्रभुपादजीले बताउनुहुन्छ यो कृष्ण कथा र कृष्ण नाम यिनीहरू औषधि हुन्, यिनीहरू भौतिक गुणभन्दा माथि हुन पुग्छन्।
And Krishna says, he says, if you following this bhakti process, right? Nishtray gunya bhavarjuna. Then you can become above the material modes of material nature, uncontaminated stage.
यदि तपाईले भक्ति मार्ग स्वीकार गर्नुभयो भने यो भौतिक गुणहरू भन्दा माथि पुग्न सक्नुहुन्छ।
And then he said, this is analoid bhakti. Which shloka in Srimad Bhagavad, in Bhagavad Gita, he said?
यो अनन्य भक्ति छ, भगवत गीतामा यसको बारेमा कहाँ बताइएको छ?
Which shloka? Saguna samatityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpati.
14:28.
Which shloka? Mamcha vyabhicharini bhaktir.
26.
Parnas? Mamcha vyabhicharini bhaktir yogena sarvati sagunan samatityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpati. So if you simply pure devotees, bhakti, unalloyed devotional service. Unalloyed. Unalloyed means no mixture. Jnana karma anavritam.
जुन यो अनन्य भक्ति रहेको छ जसमा ज्ञान कर्म यस्ता कुनै पनि कुराहरूको मिश्रण रहेको छैन.
Sometimes we're doing some activities but we're getting some punya, sukriti.
कहिलेकाहीँ हामी कुनै क्रियाकलाप गरिरहेका छौं र त्यसबाट पुण्य अर्थात् स्वीकृति प्राप्त गर्दछौं.
But Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that by doing some activities depends on your consciousness. What do you want?
तर भक्तिविनोद ठाकुरले बताउनुहुन्छ हामीले कुनै यस्ता क्रियाकलाप गर्दाखेरि हाम्रो चेतनामा निर्भर हुन्छ.
You can get karma unmukhi sukriti, jnana unmukhi sukriti, yoga unmukhi sukriti, and bhakti unmukhi sukriti.
कर्म उन्मुख, ज्ञान उन्मुख, योग उन्मुख या भक्ति उन्मुख सुकृति, यो विभिन्न कुन सुकृति प्राप्त गर्ने त?
People coming to temple and praying so much to Krishna, even doing tam kuchu lagaune, cleaning temple because they want to pass the exam.
मान्छेहरू विभिन्न रूपमा मन्दिर आउँछन्, सेवा गर्दछन्, प्रार्थना गर्छन्, यतिसम्म कि झाडु पनि लगाउँछन्, तर उनीहरूको उद्देश्य परीक्षामा पास हुने हुन्छ.
Or they want to get married or whatever, they want to get some visa to Western countries, whatever it may be.
उनीहरू
But it's karma unmukhi sukriti.
बिहे गर्ने या कुनै रूपमा विदेशतिर जान खोज्ने यस्तो इच्छा हुन सक्छ, यसलाई कर्म उन्मुख सुकृति भनिन्छ.
Some people say worshipping murti in the temple very beautifully, but why? Because they want to become one with the Lord. Om. At the end, they want to become Brahman.
कुनै व्यक्तिहरूले त्यो मन्दिरमा भगवानको एकदम सुन्दर तरिकाले अर्चा विग्रहको सेवा पनि गर्न सक्छन् र उनीहरूको इच्छा के हुन्छ अन्तिममा गएर भगवानमा विलीन हुने, एक हुने.
And I spoke to one pujari in Himalayas. I spoke personally. The big pujaris, and I asked him, why are you worshipping this wonderful murti?
एउटा हिमालयमा एउटा पुजारीलाई भेटेको थिए र उनलाई मैले सोधेको थिएँ, यस्ता सुन्दर विग्रहको तिमीले किन सेवा गरिरहेका छौ त?
And he said, I'm worshipping this murti. It was in Badrika ashram actually.
यो बद्रिका आश्रममा थियो यो.
I said, by worshipping this murti, at the end we're going to Brahman, and that murti we can put in Alakananda river.
र यो मूर्ति
अब मूर्ति जरुरत छैन, अब पुग्यो.
अन्त्यमा यो मूर्तिलाई अलकानन्द नदीमा सेलाउँछौं र म चाहिँ माथि ब्रह्ममा गएर विलीन हुन पुग्दछु.
And even Krishna coming out from the Om. Krishna भएपछि फेरि निराकार. ल, very dangerous.
पछि कृष्णलाई कृष्णको सेवा सिद्धेपछि पछि उनीहरू निराकारमा जान चाहन्छन्.
Can you imagine? You love somebody, oh very nice, very nice, very nice, and then at the end you want 1 crore rupees from him. As soon as you got 1 crore rupees, I want Ram Rajya without Ram.
कसैले हामी प्रेम गर्दछौं र अन्तिममा पछि गएर त्यो व्यक्तिबाट 1 करोड पैसा लिन चाहन्छौं र 1 करोड पैसा प्राप्त गरेपछि अब तपाई उता जानुस् भन्दछौं. हामी अयोध्या चाहन्छौं तर भगवान रामचन्द्र बिना नै, राम राज्य चाहन्छौं राम बिना नै.
How would you feel? I have this experience with some big people. When you're coming to them and you bring them cake and so many people coming and giving them cakes and give gifts and writing books about them because they happen to be prime ministers or governors. They're writing books, and as soon as they're not already not president of country, everybody forget about them. Nobody writing, nobody giving gifts, nothing, because they're already not in the chair. And one big minister told me, in Ukraine, I met him, said, I know when people coming to me, they worshipping not me, they worshipping my chair. And I feel it.
हामी देख्न सक्छौं कि यस्ता ठुला विभिन्न व्यक्तिहरू आए भने विभिन्न प्रकारको केकहरू दिएर उनीहरुलाई उपहारहरू दिएर उनीहरुको विभिन्न पुस्तकहरू लेखेर उनीहरुसँग नजिक हुने गर्दछौं. यस्तै मसँग एउटा अनुभव छ कि युक्रेनमा एकजना मन्त्री हुनुहुन्थ्यो, उहाँले आफ्नो अनुभव बताउँदै हुनुहुन्थ्यो, मनुष्यहरू मसँग कुन रूपमा आउँदैछन्, मलाई हैन कि त्यो कुर्चीको निम्ति त्यहाँ म कहाँ आइपुगेका हुन्छन्.
And when people, Prabhupada used to say the same thing in teachings of Queen Kunti, he said, even many spiritual organizations, they coming and praying, oh my Lord, my Father, give me daily bread.
प्रभुपादजीले कुन्ती महारानी
पाउरोटी दिनुस् मलाई दिनदिनै प्रभु.
प्रभुपादजीले कुन्ती महारानीको प्रार्थनामा पनि यो कुरा लेख्नु भएको छ कि भगवान कहाँ जान्छन् र प्रार्थना गर्छन्, हे प्रभु मलाई चाहिँ यो पाउरोटी दिनुस्, मलाई आजको अन्न दिनुस् भनेर प्रार्थना गर्दछन्.
But Prabhupada said, this is not love of God, this is love of bread.
तसर्थ प्रभुपादजीले बताउनुहुन्छ यो भगवान प्रतिको कुनै प्रेम हैन, यो त केवल त्यो पाउरोटी प्रतिको प्रेम हो.
You see? And that's why it's an example given that one king, and we can stop with the story. It was a king, and king said, okay, today is my birthday, and I'll give anything to anyone. Oh, नागरिकहरु, मान्छेहरु, नेपाली मान्छेहरु, आज राजाको जन्मदिन हो, आउनुस्.
एउटा राजाको जन्मदिन हुन्छ र उनीले आफ्ना देशवासीहरूलाई सम्पूर्ण कुराहरू उपहार दिने सोचिरहेका हुन्छन् र त्यहाँ घोषणा हुन्छ, हे वासीजनहरू, देशवासीहरू, हे नेपालीहरू, आउनुस्, आज राजाको जन्मदिन रहेको छ, तपाईहरु आउनुस्.
त्यस्तो थियो नि, म पनि महालमा गाएको थिएँ त्यो लाइनमा न जन्मदिनमा थियो अस्ति पुराना जमाना. When king had a birthday, I happened to be also in the palace. Oh Maharaj, so everybody, all citizens of countries, they have right to come to the palace. Isn't Singha Darbar? They used to go.
जुन समयमा राजाको जन्मदिन थियो अहिले पहिलाकै समयमा प्रभुजी पनि त्यहाँ जानुभएको थियो. त्यो लाइनमा विभिन्न मानिसहरू लाइन लागेर त्यहाँ गइरहेका थिए. हे महाराज, हे राजा भनेर प्रार्थना गर्थे.
So king said, okay, I am not now, not Kali Yuga Raja, those days. King can give anything you want. Anything, Gai, Ghar, Shriman, Paisa, Sampatti, anything. You ask me, I'll give you. Because they were servants of people.
अहिलेका राजाहरू त होइनन्, तर पहिलेका राजाहरू चाहिँ हेर्ने भने उनीहरू मानिसहरू जाँदाखेरि हामीले धन सम्पत्ति गाई विभिन्न जे माग्छौँ त्यो सम्पूर्ण कुराहरू दिन्थे किनकि उहाँहरू जनताहरूका सेवक थिए.
Everybody asking something, give me this, give me that. So everybody got everything, all people, and big line, and last in the line was one lady.
हरेक व्यक्तिले मलाई यो दिनुहोस् त्यो दिनुहोस् भनेर विभिन्न कुराहरूको माग गरिरहेका थिए र त्यो अनुसार उनीहरूले प्राप्त पनि गरिरहेका थिए र अन्त्यमा एकजना महिला हुनुहुन्थ्यो.
And Darbar was about to close, very late at night, and she was standing outside, not asking anything.
दरबार रातिको समय थियो, दरबार बन्द हुने अवस्था रहेको थियो र उनले केही पनि कुरा मागिरहेका थिएनन्, केवल बाहिर उभिरहेकी थिए.
So Chokidar, he reported to King, Maharaj, there is one lady left, she doesn't ask anything, what happened? So King had to come personally to him, what happened? So ask anything, I can give you.
चौकीदारले महाराजले भन्नुहुन्छ, हे महाराज, त्यहाँ बाहिर एकजना महिला उभिरहनु भएको छ, उहाँले केही पनि माग्नु भएको छैन. त्यो भनेपछि स्वयं राजा नै त्यहाँ आउनु पर्यो.
What do you want? He said, no, you will not be able to give it to me. Are you sure you can give it to me? I can give you, I am king, I can give you anything.
तिमी के चाहन्छौ भन भनेर प्रश्न गरेपछि ती महिलाले भन्दैछन्, होइन मलाई केही पनि चाहिदैन, तर तपाईँ मलाई त्यो चाहिने चाहिँ साँच्चै के प्रदान गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ? अनि राजाले भन्नुहुन्छ, अवश्य म राजा हो, मैले त्यो प्रदान गर्न सक्छु.
Mano, ask. And she said, Nana kaprishtyam chaparamishtyam na sarvabhaumam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhir na punarbhavamba. I don't want anything, na dhanam, na janam, I don't want anything. Then what do you want? I want to marry with you.
ती नारीले विभिन्न कुरा भने पश्चात मलाई अरू केही पनि चाहिदैन, मलाई केवल तपाईसँग बिहे गर्नु छ.
Okay, since I promised, okay. Like Krishna, he got married with 16,108 queens. Because he got, okay, chalo. Go inside the palace, no problem. Svikar.
किनकि राजाले त्यो वचन लिइसक्नु भएको थियो र अब लिनै पर्यो त्यो वचन. जस्तै भगवान श्रीकृष्णले पनि 16,108 वटा बिहे गर्नुभएको थियो. ल ठिक छ, जाउँ त ल हैन दरबारभित्र.
No need to go back home. Go inside the palace. Siddhu.
घर जानु पर्दैन, दरबारभित्र छिरा.
Finished. And she became queen and all kingdom became hers.
र उनी रानी बनिन् र सम्पूर्ण राज्य नै उनको भयो.
Not chota mota ghar gai.
र सानसाना गाई घर खोज्ने होइन.
So similarly, when you get in Krishna, you're getting everything.
तसर्थ हामी जब कृष्ण प्राप्त गर्दछौँ तब सम्पूर्ण कुराहरू प्राप्त गर्दछौँ.
That's why devotees bhakta anugraha. So they are actually having all the mercy of Krishna, devotees.
तसर्थ भक्तहरूलाई भक्ति अनुग्रह भनिन्छ. उनीहरूले भगवान श्रीकृष्ण सम्पूर्ण कृपाहरू लिइसकेका.
And bhakti means freedom. Bhakti means freedom.
र भक्ति भनेको स्वतन्त्रता हो.
And devotees become so free that they can even control Krishna.
भक्तहरू यतिसम्म स्वतन्त्र हुनुहुन्छ कि उहाँले भगवान श्रीकृष्णलाई पनि नियन्त्रणमा राख्न सक्नुहुन्छ.
And we discussed with you last time when Yudhishthira Maharaj, when Krishna wanted to leave to Dwaraka from Hastinapura, Kunti Maharani could not stop. And Yudhishthira Maharaj, sorry Prabhu, you have to stay for 2 more months. Visa extension. And Krishna had to unpack his attach, what to do, and he stayed back. He changed his plan.
हामीले अघिल्लो क्लासमा पनि छलफल गरेका थियौँ. जब युधिष्ठिर महाराज आउनुहुन्छ, भगवान कृष्ण द्वारिका जानको निम्ति तयार भइसकेको हुनुहुन्छ, यतिसम्म कि कुन्ती महारानीले पनि उहाँलाई रोक्न सक्नुहुन्न. पछि युधिष्ठिर महाराजले हे प्रभु हजुर बस्नुपर्छ भनेर अनुरोध गरेपछि उहाँले आफ्नो सम्पूर्ण बन्द गरेका लगेजहरू पनि खोलेर फेरि त्यहाँ बस्नुपर्छ.
Can you imagine? You flying to US, you got visa, your business class ticket, and flight after 2 hours, and somebody can, please, can you stay back? Don't go. It means you have to cancel everything.
सोच्न सक्नुहुन्छ
Ticket pani jancha, everything jancha. Unless you love somebody, you cannot do this for him.
सोच्न सक्नुहुन्छ कि यदि हामी मध्ये कसैको अमेरिकाको भिजा लागेको छ, सम्पूर्ण कुरा टिकट, बिजनेस क्लासको टिकट छ, सबै कुरा पक्का तयारी छ, 2 घण्टापछि हाम्रो फ्लाइट रहेको छ र यदि कोही व्यक्ति आएर कृपा गरेर हजुर नगइदिनुस्, रद्द गर्नुस्, यहाँ बस्नुस् भनेर जान चाहनुहुन्छ भने सकिन्छ त? यो त केवल प्रेम भएको व्यक्तिसँग मात्र गर्न सकिन्छ.
Yeah, so this is actually devotee. Devotee can control even Krishna.
यो वास्तवमा भक्त हो. भक्तले मात्रै भगवानलाई नियन्त्रण गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ.
They can conquer unconquerable.
उनीहरू त्यो कुरा प्राप्त गर्छन् र प्राप्त गराउन सक्छन्.
And that's bhakti. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which brought to us.
त्यो भक्ति हो जुन भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभुले हामीलाई ल्याउने.
And there's, in Rath Yatra also, there's wonderful, he was chanting, Jagga Jagannath, he was dancing, and then chariot stopped. Jagannath Ji ka chariot stopped. And nobody could move. Elephants and horses and so many big people. And elephants came, nobody can move chariot because Jagannath, he didn't want to go.
जब भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभु त्यसरी जगन्नाथ रथ यात्रा अगाडि जगन्नाथ भन्दै नाचिरहनु भएको थियो, एक अचानक जगन्नाथको रथ यात्रा सम्पूर्ण रोकिन्छ. ठुला ठुला हात्तीहरूले जतिसुकै बल लाएर पनि अगाडि लिने प्रयास गर्नुहुन्छ तर रोकिएन.
But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, hey Prabhu, hey Nath, let's go. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came from the back of the chariot and just touched by his forehead chariot. And chariot started.
चैतन्य महाप्रभुले प्रार्थना गर्नुहुन्छ, हे प्रभु अगाडि बढाउन जाउँ भनेर प्रार्थना गर्नुहुन्छ र त्यो रथको पछाडि गएर आफ्नो शिर रथमा लगाउनुहुन्छ र रथ अगाडि बढ्दछ.
See, by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most difficult thing become very easy. And without mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Caitanya Caritamrita says, even easiest things becomes, very, very difficult.
भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभुको कृपाले अति नै कठिन कुराहरू पनि सहजै पूर्ति गर्न सकिन्छ र यदि कुनै पनि कुरा एकदम साधारण छ भने त्यो कुरा पनि अति कठिनपूर्ण बन्न पुग्दछ.
That's the bhakti.
त्यो नै त्यो भक्तिको एउटा कारण.
This is the shloka from Caitanya Caritamrita. Dushkaram kathanchana smriti yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhavit vismriti viparitam syat śrī-kṛṣṇa-nāmādi. Things are very difficult to do because become easy. Things which are very difficult to do become very easy if one somehow or other simply remembers Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chants his name.
यदि भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभुको नामको स्मरण गर्दै यदि कसैले कुनै कार्य गर्दछ भने अति नै कठिन कार्यहरू पनि सहजै पूरा गर्न सकिन्छन्.
But if somebody doesn't remember him,
यदि कसैले भगवानलाई स्मरण गर्दैन भने
even easy things becomes very difficult.
सामान्य कुराहरू पनि अति नै असम्भव हुन पुग्दछन्.
To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu I offer my humble obeisances.
यस्तो कृपामय भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभुलाई म दण्डवत प्रणाम गर्दछु.
Kathanchana smriti yasmin. By simply, and it's very easy to remember somebody by chanting his holy name. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And we have Ekadashi tomorrow and we can have remembrance all day long.
भोलि एकादशीको तिथि रहेको छ र त्यो दिन हामी दिनभरि नै भगवानको यसरी स्मरण गर्न सक्दछौँ.
And only devotees can remember.
केवल भक्तहरूले मात्रै यसरी स्मरण गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ.
If you are not devotee, you start to think, कहिले कता हुन्छ यार, गाह्रो छ यस्तो.
यदि हामी भक्त छैनौँ भने यो कुरा असम्भव छ, कहिले सकिन्छ होला यो समय भनेर सोच्दछौँ.
And Śrīla Prabhupada was just beginning. यो भूमिका थियो, अब क्लास हुन्छ सुरु. And when Śrīla Prabhupada was Chaitanya, it was Janmashtami. It was Janmashtami.
एकपटक जन्माष्टमीको समय बताउनुहुन्छ.
And in Janmashtami, everybody were fasting till midnight.
सबै कुरा मध्यरातसम्म व्रत बसिरहेका हुन्छन्.
And everybody fasting, that बिल्कुल चपक गया ना. So his stomach is already stuck to the merudanda,
सबैजना भोकले अति अप्ठ्यारो भएको थियो र यो अगाडिको पेट पछाडि मेरुदण्डसँग जोडिएको थियो.
Like now everybody is thinking about prasadam. Hare prasadam, Hare Hare.
अहिले पुरा जस्तो कि अहिले भक्तहरूले प्रसादम सोचिरहेको हुन सक्छ.
And Śrīla Prabhupada it was like 12:30 night, and everybody fasting, and everybody so much tired because everybody worshipping Krishna, doing some seva, feeding people, and all sannyasis and devotees are so tired. Midnight, 12:30 night.
मध्यरात 12:30 को समय थियो. सम्पूर्ण भक्तहरूले बाहिरका व्यक्तिहरूलाई प्रसादहरू खुवाउनु भएको थियो, सेवाहरू गर्नुभएको थियो. यस्ता विभिन्न कार्यहरू गरेर भक्तहरू र विभिन्न सन्यासीहरू थकित हुनुहुन्थ्यो.
Prabhupada also fasting. He was not eating chuppan bhog. He also fasting.
स्वयं प्रभुपादजी पनि व्रतमा हुनुहुन्थ्यो. उहाँले पनि कुनै छपन्न भोग लिनुभयो.
And then 12:30, Prabhupada said, let's read Krishna book. Everybody, Haribol!
12:30 बजे राति प्रभुपादजीले भन्नुहुन्छ, ल अब भगवान श्रीकृष्णको कृष्ण पुस्तक पढौँ. त्यसपछि सम्पूर्ण भक्तहरू भन्नुहुन्छ, हरिबोल भन्नुहुन्छ.
And everybody said to read. Chapter number 1, prayers of the demigods. And everybody reading. And as soon as chapter finished, so thus is the end of the chapter. Haribol means translation, tatparya, prasadam.
जब कृष्ण बुकको अध्याय 1 सुरु गर्नुहुन्छ र त्यसपछि पढ्दै जाँदाखेरि अन्त्यमा पुग्नुहुन्छ इतिश्री भनेर जब त्यो अध्याय सिद्धिन्छ र हरिबोल भन्ने ठाउँमा प्रसादमको हरिबोल भनेर भक्तहरू भन्नुहुन्छ.
And Prabhupada said, next chapter.
अर्को अध्याय भनेर प्रभुपादजीले बताउनुहुन्छ.
And then everybody seating, they complete another chapter. And everybody expecting, so Abba, Prabhupada said, next chapter.
जब दोस्रो अध्याय भक्तहरूले पढ्नुहुन्छ र अन्तिम त्यो अध्याय पनि सिद्धाएपछि सोच्नुहुन्छ अब त प्रसादमको समय होला र फेरि प्रभुपादजीले भन्नुहुन्छ अर्को अध्याय.
Few more hours. And sannyasis, and in front where sitting sannyasis was dandas, and dandas already falling down. Everything, and everybody were already sleeping.
प्रभुपादजीले अझै केही घण्टा केही समय भनेर बताउनुहुन्छ. अगाडिको लाइनमा सन्यासीहरू बस्नुभएको हुन्छ र सन्यासीहरूको डन्डा पनि तल खसेको हुन्छ र सन्यासीहरू पनि सबैजना निदाइसकेको भएको हुन्छ.
And then Prabhupada still, one more chapter. Next chapter, everybody, Hari Bol.
प्रभुपादजीले अर्को च्याप्टर अर्को अध्याय पढौँ भनेर अनुरोध गर्दाखेरि सबै भक्तहरूले हरि बोल भन्नु.
And Prabhupada, listening, with closed eyes. Next chapter. Very nice. And then Prabhupada opened eyes. Oh, I think we have to stop here because everybody a little bit tired.
प्रभुपादजीले यसरी आँखा बन्द गरेर सुनिरहनु भएको हुन्छ. अर्को अध्याय भनिरहनु भएको हुन्छ र जब आँखा खोलेर हेर्नुहुन्छ त्यसपछि प्रभुपादले भन्नुहुन्छ हुनसक्छ भक्तहरू अलिअलि थकित जस्तो देखिन्छ.
And that's why we can stop now. And that was like super Haribol. Haribol! All devotees said it was such a tumultuous Haribol. It was very, very Haribol! Like during Pralaya,
त्यो समय जब भक्तहरू एकदम प्रसन्न भएर उहाँ भन्नुहुन्छ र त्यो हरिबोल अति नै उत्साहपूर्ण हरिबोल रहेको छ जस्तै कि प्रलयमा जुन गाइन्छ अर्थात् आवाज आउँछ त्यस्तो रूपमा हरिबोल भन्नुहुन्छ.
It was in New Vrindavan, West Virginia, this golden temple. Devotees, they got 3,000 acres of land. It's huge, 7 hills, like forest. I was there.
यो जस्तै न्यू वृन्दावन वेस्ट भर्जिनियामा ठुलठुला 7वटा पहाडहरू ती सुन्दर पहाडहरूमा थियो.
And devotees I was in that house where Śrīla Sanātana Maharaj, and some other sannyasis, those that time brahmacharis, they were staying in a small wooden house, very, very small. Our brahmachari ashram was like palace. They had small house there. And they were sleeping with one sannyasi on the roof, under the ceiling. Very austere.
त्यो समय प्रभुजी पनि त्यहाँ हुनुहुन्थ्यो. जस्तै विभिन्न जो सन्यासीहरू हुनुहुन्छ त्यो बेला उहाँहरू ब्रह्मचारी हुनुहुन्थ्यो. जस्तै परम पूज्य राधानाथ महाराज उहाँहरू त्यो सानो एउटा कुटी बनाएर बस्नुहुन्थ्यो र त्यसको माथि सुत्ने गर्नुहुन्थ्यो. अहिले त हाम्रो ठुल्ठुलो महल जस्तो देखिएको.
But when they were doing kirtans, this house was shaking like this. It's a wooden house and the floor was. They were so much in ecstasy.
जब उहाँहरू कीर्तन गर्नुहुन्छ त्यो समयमा त्यो घर पुरै हल्लिने गर्दथ्यो. एक ठाउँबाट अर्को ठाउँ पुरा तल त्यसको जमिन समेतको गरी पुरै हल्लिने गर्थ्यो.
And they were working so hard, 14 hours every day. 14 hours. They were working and they made golden temple for Srila Prabhupada. सुनको मन्दिर बनाएको छ.
उहाँहरू 14 घण्टा यति धेरै मेहनत गरेर त्यो मन्दिर बनाउनुहुन्थ्यो. प्रभुपादजीको लागि सुनको मन्दिर बनाउनु भयो.
And it's jungle, complete jungle. There is no construction companies, nothing. Everything was done by devotees. Sunko pani, it's like golden, if you've seen, it's very golden, beautiful, even now.
त्यो समय पुरै जंगल थियो. त्यो समय कुनै यस्तो कन्स्ट्रक्सन गर्ने कुनै सामानहरू नजिक थिएन. उहाँहरू भक्तहरू एकदम मिलेर त्यो हजुरले देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ त्यो सुनको अति नै सुन्दर मन्दिर बनाउनु भयो.
And it was very, very cold also, very cold, minus 20, 30 snow, very cold.
त्यो अति नै चिसो ठाउँ रहेको छ. -20, -30 मा रहेको त्यसको तापक्रम रहेको छ.
And they were also grihastas and brahmacharis together they were staying.
उहाँहरू गृहस्थ र ब्रह्मचारी सबैजना सँगै मिलेर बस्नुहुन्थ्यो.
And when brahmacharis were there, I was speaking with one Maharaj there. He said, we had only one gratification. We had only one hope. Every day we were working very hard in different places. This very, very big temple. Very many places, different parts of, But every evening, as soon as we got we ran to this house together. Jumping from the hills and running just to be with each other. So every evening we had hot milk because they had so many cows. They had their own milk. And every evening we were reading Krishna book and drinking. We had kirtan, read Krishna book and drinking hot milk. And everybody sitting together and reading Krishna book. That was the super pooper time for us. For that moments we were working very hard just to be with each other every evening together.
त्यो समयमा हामीहरू एउटा मात्रै हाम्रो तृप्ति थियो। हामीहरू त्यो विभिन्न पहाडहरूबाट साँझको समयमा सबै एक छेउबाट अर्को छेउ दगुर्दै आउँथ्यौँ र हाम्रो एउटा मात्र तृप्ति के थियो कि साँझको समयमा सम्पूर्ण भक्तहरू एक ठाउँमा आउने, त्यहाँ कृष्ण बुक पढ्ने, कीर्तन गर्ने र तातो दुधहरू पिउने।
It was such a family mood, you know. So, and they didn't see any difficulties, no cold, nothing.
त्यहाँ यति राम्रो पारिवारिक वातावरण थियो कि उहाँहरूले त्यो अनुभव नै गर्नुभएको थिएन, त्यहाँको चिसो वातावरण, त्यहाँको विभिन्न कठिनाइहरू।
Because fire, as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains in Caitanya Caritamrita, and Haridas Thakur also saying that only bhakti fire, Agni, bhakti Agni, can melt all difficulties into pieces.
तसर्थ यहाँ विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर र हरिदास ठाकुरले पनि चैतन्य चरितामृतमा यो बताउनुहुन्छ कि केवल भक्ति रूपी अग्निले मात्रै सम्पूर्ण कुराहरू नाश गर्न सक्दछ।
So when we have very loving relationship with devotees, Guru Bhakti, and Vaishnava love to Priti Lakshana with devotees, then difficulties becomes insignificant. It become even jungle become Ayodhya.
तसर्थ यदि हामीसँग त्यो प्रकारको भक्ति भयो भने, यदि हामीसँग गुरु भक्ति भयो भने, वैष्णवहरूमा त्यस्तो सम्बन्ध भयो भने, तब यो कुरा जङ्गलहरू पनि स्वयं अयोध्या बन्न पुग्दछ।
That's the gift which Śrīla Prabhupada gave to us, and this is a gift, Golokya Premadana Harinama Sankirtan. This is a gift of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu which we got.
जुन उपहार हामीलाई श्रीला प्रभुपादजीले दिनुभएको छ र भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभुले पनि यो हरिनाम रूपी उपहार हामीलाई प्रदान गर्नुभएको छ।
And we have to appreciate this gift.
हामीले यो जुन पाएको जुन उपहार छ यसको सराहना गर्नुपर्दछ।
But, and I will really conclude with the statement of Haridas Thakur from Harinam Chintamani. What he says, but those who don't have the symptoms of surrender,
हरिदास ठाकुरले हरिनाम चिन्तामणिमा बताउनुहुन्छ जो व्यक्तिसँग यो प्रकारको शरणागत छैन,
when these 6 types of saranagati, full surrender, not present in the individual,
यदि यी 6 प्रकारका शरणागतिहरू पूर्ण रूपमा हरेक व्यक्तिमा छैनन् भने,
he possesses the intelligence of I and mine.
उसलाई केवल म र मेरो भन्ने मात्र बुद्धि हुन्छ।
Such a person is considered as a low rascal because he believes that he is the doer.
त्यस्तो व्यक्तिलाई नीच मूर्ख मानिन्छ किनभने उसले सोच्छ म नै कर्ता हो भन्ने सोच्दछ।
That the world is his, that he is the creator of of his destiny and the enjoyer of the fruits of his activities.
उसले सोच्दछ कि यो संसारको निर्माता म हो र यसको जुन गन्तव्य छ त्यो गन्तव्य मेरो हातमा छ भन्ने सोच्छ।
He thinks that he is his own protector and maintainer.
उसले सोच्दछ कि आफ्नो रक्षा र पालनकर्ता ऊ स्वयं हो जस्तो लाग्छ।
That these are his wife, brothers, sons and daughters.
यिनीहरू उसका श्रीमती, पुत्र, छोरा, छोरी सम्पूर्ण हुन्।
And that by his own endeavor he can achieve all perfection and glory.
उसले सोच्दछ कि आफ्नै प्रयासबाट सम्पूर्ण यो प्राप्तिहरू र आफ्नो गुणगान प्राप्त गर्छ।
Such people are proud of their power, of their own knowledge.
उनीहरू आफ्नो ज्ञानको शक्तिको एकदम घमण्ड गर्दछन्।
Not considering the Lord's control, they think that by their own brain they can increase and extend the arts and sciences.
उनीहरू सोच्छन् भगवान नभइकन केवल उनीहरू आफूले मात्र यो सम्पूर्ण कुराहरू यो सामर्थ्यहरू रोक्न कन्ट्रोल अर्थात् नियन्त्रण गर्न सक्दछन्।
So Haridas Thakur says, if these people hear the glories of the name,
यदि यस्ता व्यक्तिहरूले भगवानको नामको गुणगान सुनेछन् भने,
they do not believe them.
उनीहरू त्यो कुरामा विश्वास नै गर्दैनन्।
Or if they do chant Krishna's name,
यदि उनीहरूले भगवान कृष्णको नामको जप गरेछन् भने,
it is only out of social custom.
केवल यो सामाजिक व्यवहारको रूपमा मात्रै देखाउनेछन्।
Because Deepavali or Shivaratri, okay, because it's social custom.
किनकि जस्तै दीपावली, शिवरात्रि यिनीहरू सामाजिक रीतिरिवाज जस्ता देखिन्छन्।
Being pretenders and cheaters,
उनीहरू देखावटी र ठगी हुन्छन्।
they may chant the name
उनीहरूले नाम त जप्दछन्
in Helanama Bhasa,
हेलनामा भाषामा,
but they will never get prema.
तर उनीहरूले प्रेम कहिल्यै प्राप्त गर्दैन।
This offense is due to being proud, being bound tightly by Maya.
यो अपराध उनीहरूले यो मायाको बन्धनमा एकदम कसिलो रूपमा
And deliverance is very difficult.
र उनीहरूको मुक्ति एकदम असम्भव छ।
However, one can see
यदि कसैले देख्न सक्दछ भने
that there are some people who taking up the name and reaching the level of Shuddha Bhakti
कोही थोरै व्यक्तिहरू छन् जसले यो भगवानको नामको जप्दछन् र शुद्ध भक्तिमा पुग्दछन्।
have completely given up material attachment
उनीहरूले सम्पूर्ण भौतिक आसक्तिहरू त्याग गरिसकेका हुन्
and humbly worship Krishna's lotus feet and sing his name.
र विनम्रपूर्वक भगवान श्री कृष्णको चरणारविन्दको सेवा गरेका हुन्छन् र उहाँको गुणगान गाएका हुन्छन्।
One should seek out this type of person, take his association
हरेकले यस्ता प्रकारका व्यक्तिहरूको खोजी गर्नु पर्दछ र उहाँको सँग लिनु पर्दछ
and serve him with the desire to give up material attachment.
र सम्पूर्ण भौतिक कुरा परित्याग गर्ने इच्छाले उहाँको सेवा गर्नु पर्दछ
Gradually one will become fixed in the name,
बिस्तारै उहाँ नाममा पूर्ण रूपमा शरणागत हुनुहुनेछ
and I and mine will go away as one transcends attachment to Maya.
र म र मेरो भन्ने सम्पूर्ण यी मायारूपी चिजहरू बाहिर जान्छन् हटेर जानेछन्
Giving up the false mentality, one will culture full surrender,
यो शरणागतको रूपमा यो झुट प्रकारको जुन मनोवृत्ति छ
which is constitutional position of the jiva
जुन हाम्रो वास्तविक स्वरूप रहेको छ जीवको
and the very nature of bhakti.
र भक्तिको पूर्ण स्वभाव यही हो
By this one can get prema.
यो बाटोबाट मात्रै प्रेम प्राप्त गर्न सकिन्छ
Hare Kṛṣṇa. Sorry.
Next question.
Okay.
चारबाटाजीको प्रश्न छ धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभुजी थ्याङ्क यू फर वन्डरिङ सेयरिङ जस्ट विश टु नो इन लिटल डिटेल वाट्स द डिफरेन्स बिट्विन सुकृति एन्ड पुण्य
सुचारू गोपी माताजीले फेसबुकबाट प्रश्न सोध्दै हुनुहुन्छ कि अति नै राम्रो क्लास भयो मलाई यो जान्ने इच्छा छ कि सुकृति र पुण्यकोमा के अन्तर छ यसको बारेमा व्याख्या गरिदिनुहुन्छ कि
No, Sukriti, Punya, this is all pious activities, and Sukriti, Duskriti and Sukriti. Sometimes Sukriti, it's like bank balance. You're getting some activities, but you're getting balance, but you can misuse it or you can use it.
सुकृति र यो पुण्य दुईटै यो पुण्यात्मक क्रियाकलापहरू हुन् यिनीहरूको सुकृति या दुष्कृति जेसुकै भए पनि यिनीहरूले हामीलाई कुनै राम्रो काम गर्न सक्छौँ र त्यसको कुनै नराम्रो पनि प्रयोग गर्न सकिन्छ
Krishna says, Jananam Punya Karmanam. Jananam Punya Karmanam.
कृष्णले बताउनुहुन्छ जनानम पुण्य कर्मणाम
So this is Sukriti.
यो सुकृति हो
When we're doing some devotional activities, chanting, doing tapasya, serving Vaishnavas, this is Sukriti.
यदि हामी जप गर्दैछौँ वैष्णव सेवा गर्दैछौँ यस्ता कार्य गर्दैछौँ भने यी सुकृति हुन्छन्
But depends what mentality, what do you want by getting that?
र हामी यसमा यो चाहिँ हाम्रो मनोभावमा रहदछ हामीले कस्तो मनोभावले यो कार्य गरिरहेका छौँ
And if you're misusing that Sukriti,
यदि यो कुराको दुरुपयोग यदि हामीले गरिरहेका छौँ भने
as Krishna says, he can give anything,
भगवान कृष्णले यहाँ भन्नुभयो जस्तै उहाँले जे पनि दिनु तयार हुनुहुन्छ
but we may not get real thing.
तर हामीले वास्तविक चिज प्राप्त गर्न नसक्छौँ
Everybody doing Sukriti, we are doing, especially by chanting holy name, we are doing Sukriti. And we have to continue to do that.
हरेक व्यक्ति सुकृति गरिरहेका छन् यतिसम्म हामी पनि हरिनाम जप गरेर सुकृति गरिरहेका छौँ तर यो कुरालाई निरन्तरता दिइरहनु पर्दछ
But we have to have proper inspiration.
तर हामीलाई एकदम राम्रो रूपमा यो कुरा उत्साह हुनु जरुरी छ
And proper motivation to use that Sukriti, we can get only from devotees, those who have that proper motivation.
साँचो मनोवृत्ति यो हुन्छ कि यदि हामी त्यस्ता भक्तहरूको बाट लिनुपर्छ जोसँग त्यो सच्चा रूपमा त्यो इच्छा रहेको छ
And Bhaktivedanta Saraswati, he said, by doing Sukriti, by continuing bhakti process, right? We're getting Sukriti, but may we not even get liberation in one lifetime.
भक्ति सिद्धान्त सरस्वती ठाकुरले बताउनुहुन्छ हामीसँग यस्तो रूपमा सुकृति जम्मा गरे तापनि हामीले यो एक जन्ममा यो सम्पूर्ण कुराहरू मुक्ति प्राप्त नगर्न सक्छौँ
He said at least 3 lifetimes.
उहाँले बताउनुहुन्छ कि कम्तीमा 3 वटा जीवन लाग्दछ
First is Namaparadha, you chanting.
पहिलो नामापराध हामी जुन जप गरेका हुन्छौँ
What is Namaparadha? We can discuss. Maybe next time we can do practical demonstration when people chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna.
पछि हामीले यसको बारेमा पनि गर्न सक्छौँ
Roaming.
नामापराध
Radar Japa, it's called Radar Japa.
कि विभिन्न रूपमा विभिन्न सरसामग्रीहरू हातमा समातेर जप गर्ने
So it's called Vikshepa, destruction.
यसलाई नाश गर्ने चिज भनेर भनिन्छ
Sometimes people listening Bhagavatam class, they're listening but they're chanting also at the same time. So there's subtle ways of Vikshepa, it's destruction.
कहिलेकाहीँ हामी
Unattentive chanting.
भागवतम क्लास सुनिरहेका हुन्छौँ र अर्को हातबाट हामी जप गरिरहेका हुन्छौँ तर भागवतम क्लास पनि सुनिरहेका हुन्छौँ यसको मतलब हो हामी ध्यानपूर्वक जप नगर्नु
Unattentive chanting can be on 3 levels, on the levels of mind, body and speech.
तसर्थ यो ध्यानपूर्वक जप गर्नु पनि 3 स्तरमा हुन सक्छन् मन कानबाट श्रवण र मुखबाट
But still it's Sukriti.
र अझै भन्ने हो भने त्यो पनि सुकृति नै हो
Because we may or may not be qualified to chant.
हामी जप गर्नको निम्ति योग्य हौला या नहौला
We may think something there.
हामी केही न केही सोचिरहेका हुन सक्छौँ मनमा
But lips moving holy name at least.
तर केही नभए पनि हाम्रो जिब्रोले अर्थात् ओठले हरिनाम जपिरहेको छ
It's like example given, like we have in temple one chokidar, he's doing, at night he's patrolling, na? He controlling everything.
हामी जस्तै हाम्रो मन्दिरमा एकजना चौकीदार हुनुहुन्छ, उहाँले राति मन्दिर वरिपरि सम्पूर्ण सुरक्षाहरू हेरिरहनु भएको छ।
He may be thinking about his wife, family, everything.
उहाँहरू हुनसक्छ आफ्नो श्रीमतीको बारेमा, परिवारको बारेमा सोचिरहेको हुनसक्छ।
But he is getting salary. Why? Because we worry about that he is awake at night. What he is thinking is secondary. But he is doing his job.
उहाँले त्यसको अब स्यालेरी पाइरहनु भएको छ, किनकि उहाँले जेसुकै सोचे पनि उहाँ मन्दिरमा भगवानको सेवा गरिरहनु भएको छ।
So similarly, what you are thinking in the first stage is secondary. First we have to chant holy name in the beginning.
पहिलो स्तरमा के सोचिरहेका छौं त्यो कुरा पछिको कुरा छ, तर मेन चाहिँ हामी जप गरिरहेका छौं।
And because your lips moving Hare Kṛṣṇa, so holy name start to work, purify. It's nama aparadha, but it's still purifying.
किनकि हाम्रो ओठले हरिनाम जप गरिरहेको छ, केही नभए पनि त्यसले हरिनाम जप गरिरहेको हुँदा यसले हामीलाई बिस्तारै।
But then nama bhasa. There is no sun of light, but it's already rosnyayo. But there is no sun yet, morning time, but it's already, you can feel effect of the sun.
हुनसक्छ त्यहाँ सूर्य आएको छैन, तर पनि त्यसको थोरै भए पनि त्यसको केही न केही मात्रामा उज्यालोहरू देखा पर्न सक्दछ।
So this is called namabhasa, and for that you have to take birth again, and the next life is namabhasa chanting.
नामाभासको लागि अर्को जन्म लिनुपर्छ र त्यो अर्को जन्म हामी नामाभासको अवस्थामा हुन्छ।
And according to Shastra, you have to take birth in very nice holy dham, in the family of Vaishnavas. From childhood, Kumara Macharit Pragya, you have to practice your punya, sukriti, bhakti udmukhe sukriti. Because in family of Vaishnavas, you can get bhakti udmukhi. If you can take birth in Karmakanda family and do some Karmakanda, it will become karma udmukha sukriti. But if you're lucky, you can take birth, you can do pious activities, right? Like you see some brahmanas, they're doing some karmakanda yagya to get some putram dehi, rupam dehi, they're doing punya. This is not bad. It's punya, sukriti. But because their motivation is to get something material, it's become karma unmukhi sukriti.
शास्त्रमा पनि बताएको छ, यसरी अर्को जन्ममा नामाभासको अवस्थामा विभिन्न धाममा जन्म लिन सक्छौं, राम्रो परिवारमा अर्थात् कुनै ब्राह्मणको घरमा हामी जन्म लिन सक्छौं। हामी देख्न सक्छौं कि यहाँ वरिपरिका विभिन्न ब्राह्मणहरू पनि विभिन्न प्रकारका कर्मोन्मुख कार्यहरू गरिरहेका हुन्छन् र उनीहरू बिस्तारै त्यहाँ सुकृति जम्मा गर्दा गर्दै अगाडि बढ्न सक्दछन्।
And somebody very pious, very nice man, but he got in bad association with some jnanis, nirakarvadis. And they also misdirect. Like, they misdirected, GPS working not correctly. So and he went to different direction.
कोही पुण्यात्माहरू हुन सक्दछन्, तर उनीहरू यदि खराब संगतमा पर्यो भने, उनीहरू कुनै ज्ञानीको संगतमा पर्यो भने उनीहरूको जीपीएस काम नगरेर खराब मार्गमा जान सक्दछन्।
Punya, this is like fuel in the flight.
पुण्य भनेको हम जस्तै आकाश मार्गमा जाने हाम्रो निम्ति यो तेल हो जस्तो।
But association determines our direction, where we are flying.
संगले गर्दा हामी कहाँ जाँदै छौं त्यो गति निर्धारण हुन्छ।
So GPS, this is the Guru Parampara system, GPS is giving us, like in machine you have GPS, it's directing you, navigating, it's navigation system, GPS.
यो जीपीएस भनेको गुरु परम्परा सिस्टम हो, यसले हामीलाई चाहिँ गति प्रदान गर्दछ, जस्तै हामीले त्यो विभिन्न नेटवर्कहरुमा देख्ने गर्दछौं।
If flight can start from New York to Tehran,
यदि एउटा
research was done, research from New York flight trying to some Israel, for example, right?
मानौ कि न्यूयोर्कबाट इजरायलतिर यो कुनै एउटा फ्लाइट गइरहेको छ।
But if GPS was just 1 millimeter incorrect, some mistake in 1 millimeter, you can end up in Moscow.
यदि 1 मिलिमिटर मात्रै त्यसको जीपीएसमा फरक पर्यो भने त्यो मस्को पुग्न सक्दछ।
So similarly, fuel is there, punya is there, but if it's like mixture with some material desires, jnana, karma, yoga, you can end up somewhere.
त्यहाँ फ्युल छ, तर यदि कुनै अरु कुरा ज्ञान कर्म योगसँग मिक्स भयो भने त्यो अन्तैतिर जान सक्छ।
That's why it said very important that satam prasanga mama virya samvido bhavanti karna rasayana katham. We have to satam sat sangha. Associate this proper association can create this punya sukriti into bhakti unmukhi sukriti.
तसर्थ यदि हामी राम्रो सङ्गमा भयो भने यस्तो प्रकारको सुकृतिले हामीलाई भक्ति उन्मुख सुकृतिमा परिणत गर्न सक्दछ।
Big person asked me recently, I have so much facilities, what can I do? I want to do something for the people. I want to feed people, I want to give charity. Tell me, what should I do? So we have responsibility how to direct his sukriti. He has the fuel, but depends. If we can direct him to some material sukriti, he will get karma unmukhi sukriti, but he will not get bhakti.
कुनै ठुलठुला व्यक्तिहरू अहिले कन्ट्याक्टमा छन् र उनीहरू सोध्ने गर्छन्, मसँग यति धेरै सम्पत्तिहरू छ, यति धेरै कुराहरू छ, म यसलाई कहाँ प्रयोग गरौँ? यदि हामीले त्यस्ता व्यक्तिहरूलाई राम्रोसँग गति दिन सकेनौँ भने उनीहरू के गर्छन्? यदि कर्म उन्मुख अर्थात् ज्ञान उन्मुख अर्थात् भौतिक रूपमा कुनै कार्य गर्नतिर लगायौँ अर्थात् कुनै भक्तिमा लगायौँ भने
So when we born in a nice family and practicing very successfully and successfully die in Namabhasa, next life, one more life, we chanting Shuddha Nam.
यदि हामी राम्रो परिवारमा जन्म्यौँ भगवानको नाम जप्यौँ यदि नामाभासमा रह्यौँ भने अर्को जन्म हामी लिएर शुद्ध नाममा पुग्दछौँ.
And then when we died properly, then we can go to the place where Krishna performing his pastimes, and then we can go back to Godhead.
यदि हामी राम्ररी त्यसरी शरीर छोड्यौँ भने जहाँ भगवानले लीला गर्नुभएको छ त्यो ठाउँ जान्छौँ र त्यहाँबाट त्यसपछि मात्रै भगवान धाम पुग्दछौँ.
But by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Śrīla Prabhupada said, by causeless mercy of Mahavadanya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in this very lifetime you can go back to Godhead.
तर भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभुको विशेष कृपाले र प्रभुपादको अनुग्रहले गर्दा हामी यही जन्ममा भगवत धाम जान सक्दछौँ.
Mahavadanya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Mahavadanya, like this fisherman, he just touched him and he got Goloka Bhav.
जस्तै महावदन्य अर्थात् जस्तै त्यो माझीले त्यो शरीरलाई छुने बित्तिकै उनले गोलोकको भाव प्राप्त गरे.
That's why Krishna says to Uddhava, therefore even we are imperfect, we still have some imperfection and desire for sense gratification, as we read in Srimad Bhagavatam. Devotee cannot give up all these material engagements and sense gratification. Still, he should be happy and continue worshipping me and chanting holy name.
तसर्थ भगवान श्रीकृष्णले उद्धवलाई बताउनु भएको थियो यदि कोही भक्तसँग यदि अपूर्णता छ उहाँसँग कुनै कमी कमजोरी छ भने उनीहरूले आफ्नो भक्ति अगाडि बढाइरहनु पर्छ त्यो कुरालाई रोक्नुहुन्न बाटो रोकिदिनु हुँदैन.
If he has that full faith, as Haridas Thakur said, not Mayavada faith again, but devotional faith, Sukhrida Nishchay, Krishna Bhakti hoile sarva karma krita hoy. By worshipping and Krishna, I'll definitely get protection. Guptritvi rakshayatiti vishwaso, Guptritvi, he'll protect me and he'll give me everything. That's called faith.
तसर्थ यदि हामीसँग पूर्ण श्रद्धा छ भक्तिमय श्रद्धा छ यानी हैन कि मायावादी श्रद्धा तर त्यो श्रद्धा भयो भने भगवान श्रीकृष्णले मेरो रक्षा गर्नुहुन्छ र मलाई पालन गर्नुहुन्छ.
That's the contribution of Śrīla Prabhupada.
यो प्रभुपादजीको ठूलो दिन हो.
Comparing to all so many others saintly people, Prabhupada, he actually in each and every page of Bhagavad Gita he says Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna. You open Prabhupada book on any page, you can find so many times Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Supreme Lord, Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead. While other books you open, there is no even name of Krishna.
अरू साधुहरूसँग तुलना गर्ने हो भने पनि प्रभुपादजीको एकदमै ठुलो दिन रहेको छ. हामी यतिसम्म हेर्न सक्छौँ उहाँको पुस्तकको हरेक पानामा भगवान श्रीकृष्ण परम भगवान हुनुहुन्छ, कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण भनेर यस्ता विभिन्न रूपमा हरेक पानामा व्याख्यान गरेको छ. तर यदि अरूहरूको पुस्तक हेऱ्यो भने त्यहाँ त्यस्तो भेटिँदैन.
And if you really want to go back to Godhead, what you have to do, what is the qualification of the son to get the inheritance from the father? Śrīla Swami Maharaj, he says commentary, Sadai Bhakta Tenu Kamsam Susamikshamanam Bunjana Evato Kritam Vipakam. Commentary to that shloka, he said, for the son to get the inheritance from the parents, what is his qualification? What is his qualification to get the inheritance from the father?
हाम्रो आचार्य श्रीधर स्वामीले बताउनु भएको छ यदि पिताबाट त्यो सम्पत्ति अर्थात् कुनै कुरा प्राप्त गर्नु छ भने त्यो पुत्रले के गर्नु पर्दछ त?
What do you think? What is the qualification of the son to get the property of father? Huh? Wait a minute.
You need to be with father.
Okay, it was a father, okay. Not necessary. You can see sometimes people, they even serving father and father giving inheritance to somebody else. Huh? To remain alive. Overlive the father, not to die before the father. That's the only qualification. That's what he says. His qualification, not to die before the father. Remain alive and you will get it.
एउटा मात्रै क्रिया अर्थात् गुण यो हुनुपर्छ यो उसले बाँचिरहनु पर्छ बुवा भन्दा पछिसम्म बाँचिरहनु पर्दछ बुवा भन्दा अगाडि बित्नु भएन.
So this is tipsy turbi sida ulta bukam tufan. Remain Krishna conscious Hare Krishna, okay? Don't go away, just remain. It's storming and bukam tufan kaile kahi. I know this is a challenge, but by getting that power of holy name, we will be able to stand with a shield and sword.
तसर्थ यस्तो तुफान भूकम्प जेसुकै आए पनि हामी कृष्ण भावना टिकिरहनु पर्छ यो चाहिँ सबभन्दा ठुलो कुरा हो थाहा छ विभिन्न अप्ठ्यारो परिस्थितिहरू हुन सक्छ तर हामीले ढाल र हतियारको रूपमा आफूलाई तम तयार राख्नु पर्छ.
It's like every day you're getting sleep and you wake up, you're taking bath, right, and brushing your teeth. Similarly, every day we have to rejoin ISKCON. We have to just hatna hoina. We have to rejoin ISKCON every day and become devout, new bhakta, every day new bhakta. Restart your life from scratch. Don't worry about past. Na sochati na kankshati. Don't worry about past, don't worry about future. Every day is small sample piece of your life. That's why every day we have to restart the computer and try again. Abhyasa yoga. Again and again we can stand up and continue. And that counts.
जसरी हामी हरेक दिन बिहान उठ्छौँ, स्नान गर्छौँ, दाँतहरू मञ्जन गर्दछौँ, त्यस्तै गरी हामी हरेक दिन नै आफूलाई सोच्नु पर्दछ कि म नयाँ भक्त हो भनेर फेरि कृष्ण भावना सुरु गर्नुपर्दछ.
Success is not final and failure is not fatal. It's courage to continue. That's what counts.
सफलता मात्रै अन्त्य होइन र कुनै पनि प्रकारको कमजोरी अर्थात् अप्ठ्यारो परिस्थिति भनेको यो मात्रै कुनै सिद्धिने परिस्थिति होइन, तर हामी त्यसलाई अगाडि बढाइरहनु पर्दछ.
And that power, that sukriti, that punya comes from association.
तसर्थ त्यो सुकृति, त्यो पुण्य सँगबाट आउँदछ.
शुश्रूषुश्रधानस्य वसुदेव कथारुचिः यत् महात् सेवया विप्रम पुण्य तीर्थनिसेवाया. Sushrusukshradhanasya, by listening with faith, Vasudeva katha ruchi, yat mahat sevaya vipram punya tirthani shivaya. So that's why Haridas Thakur says, you want to get the power to continue, you have to listen, chant holy name and listen from pure devotees, not from mayavadis, like snakes touched by poisonous snake touch the milk. No.
केवल श्रद्धाका साथ यो श्रवण गर्नु पर्दछ. हरिदास ठाकुरले पनि बताउनुहुन्छ, तपाईँ पूर्ण रूपमा श्रद्धाका साथ यो कुरा श्रवण गर्ने र यो कुराको गुणगान गर्ने गर्नुहोस्. यहाँ होइन कि मायावादी यस्तो व्यक्तिबाट श्रवण गर्नु हुँदैन, त्यो जस्तै सर्पले दूध छोए बराबर हो.
And by listening, by being in association of devotees, somehow or other we'll make it. We'll make it, because by being with devotees, this is the ultimate prayer.
भक्तहरूको सँगमा यदि हामी टिकिराख्यो भने यो एक दिन पक्का अवश्य नै हुन्छ. यसमा कुनै कठिनाइ छैन.
And by serving devotees, by listening from them, that creates punya, which can ultimately bring us back to Godhead.
भक्तहरूको सेवा गरेर र उहाँहरूबाट श्रवण गरेर यो भगवत मार्गतिर हामीलाई उन्मुख गराउँदछ.
सतम प्रसंग मम वीर्य संविदो भवन्ति रीत कर्ण रसायन कथम तज्जसनत अपवर्ग वर्तमनि श्रद्धा रतिर भक्तिर अनुक्रमिष्यति. That's what explained in 3:25-25 Bhagavatam.
श्रीमद् भागवतम अध्याय 3 श्लोक स्कन्द 3 श्लोक अध्याय 25 श्लोक संख्या 25 मा पनि यसको बारेमा वर्णन गरिएको छ.
So and that is actually there confirmed by hearing Karna Rasayana Katham. We can drink the nectar of Krishna Katha through the ears. We can cross apavarga. We can cross this papha bapha parishram, fees, bhai, bandhan and mrityu. We can cross all this pavarga and we can get faith, we can get taste and we can get bhakti.
तसर्थ पूर्ण श्रद्धाका साथ कानबाट श्रवण गरेर मात्रै हामी यो पफबभमा यो परिश्रम, फीज, बन्धन, भय र मृत्यु योबाट माथि जान सक्छौं अर्थात् योबाट बस्न सक्छौं.
And that is the purpose why ISKCON was created, to give people opportunity to hear about Krishna and chant holy name.
तसर्थ ISKCON यसकै निम्ति सुरुवात गरिएको, मानिसहरू यहाँ आउन सकुन्, आएर यो भगवानको नाम जप गर्न सकुन् र गुणगान गर्न सकुन्.
Because in Kali Yuga this is the only process. Harer Nama Harer Namaiva Kevalam Kalau Nastiva Gatiranyatha. There is no other way. Only holy name in Kali Yuga. Harer Nama, only name of Hari in this age.
तसर्थ यो कलियुगमा यो युगको लागि एउटा मात्रै उपाय छ, हरेर नाम हरे नामैव केवलम. केवल हरिनाम मात्रै एउटा उपाय छ.
Kalau doshaniddhe rajan asti eko mahat gunan kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajat. In Kali Yuga so many problems, but by having faith, that only one good quality, by chanting holy name of Krishna, we can become liberated.
कलियुगमा अति धेरै समस्याहरू छन्, विभिन्न प्रकारका अप्ठ्यारा परिस्थितिहरू आउँछन्, तर एउटा मात्रै समाधान छ कि केवल हरिनामको जप गर्नाले योबाट मुक्त प्राप्त गर्न सकिन्छ.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So in this transcendental home of love and devotion, H stands for holy name.
तसर्थ यो दिव्य होल्डमा यच भनेको चाहिँ होली नेम अर्थात् भगवानको पवित्र नाम रहन्छ.
And this is only introduction. We can continue.
त्यो केवल परिचय मात्रै हो, हामी अगाडि बढ्न सक्छौं.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय. One more question. Another chapter. Punya and Sukriti. Actually, punya. This is something material. Mostly it's connected to material activities. Punya.
वास्तवमा पुण्य हेर्ने भने यो भौतिक हो, भौतिक क्रियाकलापसँग जोडिन पुग्दछ।
Sukriti, it's more activities which connected to the higher destination, like jnana, karma, yoga.
सुकृति भनेको त्यो भन्दा माथिल्लो अवस्थामा पुग्दछ, ज्ञान कर्म यिनीहरू माथिल्लो अवस्थामा हो।
Like by, for example, helping poor people, by planting some trees, this is punya.
गरिबहरूलाई सहयोग गर्नु, रुखहरूको वृक्षारोपण गर्नु, यो चाहिँ पुण्य भित्र पर्दछ।
But by chanting, by chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, well, by planting the trees, you cannot get bhakti.
हामी कुनै रुखको रुख रोपेर या वृक्षारोपण गरेर भक्ति प्राप्त गर्न सक्छौँ।
But by chanting holy name, you can get bhakti.
तर भगवानको नामको जप गर्यो भने हामी भक्ति प्राप्त गर्न सक्दछौँ।
So spiritual activities, like for example, chanting holy name, it creates sukriti.
यस्ता आध्यात्मिक क्रियाकलापहरू जस्तै भगवानको नाम जप गरेर हामी सुकृति प्राप्त गर्न सक्दछौँ।
And on material level, people can get punya. Well, but punya point is that it's more or less the same.
भौतिक स्तरमा यो पुण्य प्राप्त गर्दछौँ, तर यो पुण्य भनेको खास त्यही अवस्थामा हुन्छ।
But there's different levels of activities which can uplift you or degrade you. Depends on your consciousness. Correct. This is, what I'm saying, spiritual process, but it depends on your consciousness. Because sometimes even once Giriraj Maharaj was telling the story that they were doing kirtan, Harinam Sankirtan in beginning days. They were doing Harinam.
एकपल्ट परम पूज्य गिरिराज महाराज उहाँहरू हरिनाम संकीर्तन गर्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो।
And they were doing Harinam Sankirtan, and one devotee was chanting holy name, and he was long time chanting, Ah Krishna. So it was very much irritating.
एकजना भक्तले त्यो समयमा यो हरे कृष्ण महामन्त्र गाउँदै हुनुहुन्थ्यो, लामो समयसम्म त्यो हरे कृष्ण महामन्त्र लम्ब्याउनु भएको थियो।
And then he asked this devotee, why are you chanting so long like this?
त्यसपछि भक्तले सोध्नुभयो, तपाईँ किन यस्तो लामो समय या गरेर गाउनुहुन्छ?
Because when I'm chanting I am falling in Maya that time.
उनले भन्छन् त्यो समयमा जब म गाउँछु त्यो समयमा म मायामा फस्छु।
So you see, even by chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, you can think sometimes, that's like small story, hey ma, hey ma, hey ma. Cartoon, huh? Somebody was thinking about the hey ma Durga. But his son came also chanting hey ma and thinking about Hema Malini.
तसर्थ हामी यस्तो एउटा भगवानको नाम जप्ने समय पनि हामी माया परिरहेका हुन सक्दछौँ। जस्तै एउटा हामीले सानो कथा हामीले पढिरहेका छौँ, बुवाले हे मा भन्छ, उनले देवीको बारेमा सोच्दछन् भने पुत्रले हे मा भनेको हेमा मालिनीको बारेमा सोचिरहेका हुन्छन्।
So it depends. Jaisa bhava aisa prabhava. And therefore this is very contaminating age. Like sometimes you have so many problems. Like you have this kind of body scratching. I was giving an example. When your body sometimes you have some skudlia in one place. Sometimes we have this kind of eczema or something, no? Sometimes it's scratching. It's one thing. But can you imagine all body is like has this everything. This Kali Yuga. In Satya Yuga, in Dvapara Yuga only a little bit. In Satya Yuga is no disease. In Treta Yuga a little bit. In Dvapara Yuga more. But in Kali Yuga everything, oh my God. So we need some applied medicine. We have to jump in the river of medicine and swim there.
तसर्थ यो कलियुग भनेको अति नै दूषित अवस्था हो। सत्ययुगमा शरीरमा केही पनि हुँदैन थियो, एकदम शान्त। त्रेतायुगमा अलिअलि चिलाउन सुरु हुन्छ, द्वापर युगमा अलि बढी चिलाउँछ, तर कलियुगमा सम्पूर्ण शरीरभरि नै चिलाउँछ। त्यो समयमा के गर्ने त? त्यस्तो अवस्थामा हामीले यो औषधि रूपीमा चाहिँ डुबुल्की मार्नु पर्ने हुन्छ।
Not only that, you scratching and become even more scratchy.
तर हामी जति धेरै त्यो कुरालाई कन्याउँदछौँ त्यति धेरै त्यो कन्याउने इच्छा हुँदछ।
Sometimes mosquito bites you on the back.
कहिलेकाहीँ मच्छरले हाम्रो पछाडि ढाडमा टोक्ने गर्छ।
And you're scratching like
हामी
आराम पाएको।
हातले अलिअलि त्यसलाई कन्याउँदछौँ र हामीलाई लाग्छ कि आराम भयो।
And it's scratching even more. And then more. And then after sometimes you're putting on some wall,
तर हामी अलिकति बढी फेरि हातले त्यो चिलाएको ठाउँमा समात्छौँ र अति धेरै भयो भने हामी भित्तामा गएर त्यो ढाडलाई चाहिँ तलमाथि गर्दछौँ।
And you're already getting mad. Oh my God, it's already bleeding,
हामी पागल जस्तो भएर हुन्छौँ र हामी त्यो भित्तामा आफ्नो ढाड राख्दा राख्दै त्यहाँबाट रगत समेत आउन पुग्दछ।
But so best is you have to tolerate, don't scratch.
तर सबैभन्दा राम्रो चाहिँ हामी सहनशील भएर बस्नु हो, त्यहाँ शरीरलाई चिलाउनतिर लाग्नु हुँदैन।
And it's much easier to do by chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa and getting some engagement, खाली मन शैतानका घर हुँदैन. So that's why Prabhupada gave us engagement, Panchanga Bhakti. Do puja, clean the temple. Ambarish Maharaj, this is a practical example.
तसर्थ हामीले यसरी भगवानको भक्तिमय सेवामा लाग्ने, भगवानको नाम जप्ने गर्नुपर्दछ ताकि हामीले अरू कुनै गर्ने होइन. एउटा उदाहरण हामीले देख्न सक्छौँ कि अम्बरीश महाराजले यी विधिमा लागेका छन् जुन प्रभुपादजीले पनि बताउनु भएको छ. यो पञ्चाङ्ग विधि छ, यो भक्तिमा लाग्नुहोस्.
What Ambarish Maharaj was doing, that even Durvasa Muni had to come and take mercy from him.
अम्बरीश महाराजले के गर्नुभयो त, यतिसम्म कि दुर्वासा मुनि पनि आउनुभयो र उहाँबाट कृपा लिनुभयो.
What did he do?
Tolerate instead.
Correct. That's the Bhagavad Gita. Savai manah Krishna padara vindayorvacham sivaikuntha gunanuvardhane karau harir mandiramarjanadishu shrutim chakarachyuta satkathodaye mukunda laya darshane drishau tadbritya gatra sparshanga sangama grāhyam catatpada sarujya saurabhe śrīmat tulasya rasanam tadarpite padau harir kshetra padanusarpane shiro rishikesha padabhivandane kamam chadasye natu kama kamyaya yathottamashloka janashraya ratihi. This is the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada give commentary 9 canto Śrīmad Bhagavad 9, 4, 18, 20 shloka.
भागवतम 9:4-18 छ.
He was using, Ambarish Maharaj fixed his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. He was using his legs to go to temple. He was using his body to touch the body of devotees. He was using his smell to breathe the smell of tulsi, etc., etc. He was engaging his everything.
अम्बरीश महाराज यसरी आफ्नो खुट्टाहरू भगवानको मन्दिरमा जान लगाउनुहुन्थ्यो, आफ्नो हातहरू भगवानको सेवामा, आफ्नो आँखा भगवानको दर्शन गर्न र नाक विभिन्न सुगन्धहरू सुग्न, यसरी विभिन्न रूपमा भगवानको सेवामा प्रयोग.
He was using his ears to hear Krishna Katha.
आफ्नो कानहरू भगवानको कृष्ण कथा श्रवण गर्नमा प्रयोग गर्नुहुन्थ्यो.
Therefore he got perfection.
तसर्थ उहाँले यसरी पूर्णता प्राप्त गर्नुभयो.
But Bhagavatam says, 2nd canto, whose ears not listening Krishna Katha, they are like holes in which snakes living.
तर श्रीमद् भागवतम स्कन्द 2 मा बताइएको छ कि जसले चाहिँ यो कृष्ण कथाहरू सुन्दैन उसको कान चाहिँ सर्पहरू बस्ने दुलो जस्तो हो.
And the eyes which not looking the murti of Krishna, they are not taking darshan of Krishna, they are like eye on a peacock feather, you know.
जस्तै यदि कसैका आँखाहरू यदि भगवानको अर्चविग्रहको दर्शन गर्दैन भने उनीहरू मयूरका प्वाख जस्ता हुन्.
Jivapi mrityu hisaha. They are alive, but they are like dead bodies, flapping around for a few years, Prabhupada said. For a few moments, flapping around dead bodies.
उनीहरू जीवित छन् तर मृत्यु समान हुन्. उनीहरू आफ्नो शरीर केही समयलाई टिकाइरहेको जस्तो.
Hare Kṛṣṇa. So we got the process. So now we will chant Hare Kṛṣṇa for 5 hours. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Nam Prabhu ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Gaura Premanande.